Oh, yes. Good Thursday night, world. And welcome to another episode of Bandog Talk with the Dog God, man. Episode 41, man. Can you believe that we on episode 41? 41 consecutive Thursday nights that we are here, to talk these working dogs. High performance specifically coming from me. And of course, that's brought to you by Formula One Canines. That's me. Frames, brains, and motors is how I put together my dogs. Putting together the best frames, the best brains, and the best motors on working dogs. That's my specialty here at Formula One, man. So big salute to you guys, man. Pump 17, pole position. What's good with you, Pump? You know what I mean? Welcome. We got a great cook up this evening. You know what I mean? I'm dropping some more jewels like I always do. And this one's gonna be a great one, man. But solid week this week. Nothing crazy with the dogs, thank God. Last week I told you about one of my dogs getting kicked out of her pack, and she healed up, or she's healing up really nicely. So she's good mentally. Always, my main thing is I can doctor up the wounds. You know what I mean? The mind is what concerns me the most. And as long as they're not acting all weirdo and scary, acting after a traumatic situation with them being jumped. However, being that I've been doing that pack experiment with the dogs since they was born, so they've always had skirmishes and stuff like that. So most of the time when I have situations like this, that's pretty traumatic for the dog that got jumped. Mentally, they don't remember it. You know what I mean? It's like whatever, I mean, they're acting the same, they're still rah, 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 etc. So she's doing good. I'm grateful for that. What I will say is this. So there's certain dogs that get jumped out of packs, right? And then you wonder, okay, what is it, right? What is it about these particular dogs that they're getting jumped by all the other dogs? And so, being that I'm analyzing this and I'm learning this, as I go, for the many puppy litters I've had, many different pack scenarios I put my dogs through. Over time, I'm learning about the individual dogs, you know what I mean, as I put them in different situations, right? So I have two females that have been, jumped out of their pack, pretty badly. And I've always wondered, like, why are you guys, right? And I kind of had an idea about one of my dogs, and they're actually sisters. I've had an idea about one of my dogs. Dog man Don, big salute to you, man. Welcome. Um, she's like, I don't know, she's kind of like a loose, no, I would say a loose cannon, but she's always active, like she's always running around the pack, she's barking, she's got major food aggression and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I kind of figured why they didn't like her. And over time, because I moved her to another pack, and as she's over here at this pack, she's causing that same type of energy amongst, she's with a pack of boys now. Just for it's temporary though. But I see her causing that same type of funk, you know what I'm saying? Within that new pack I put her in there. Now she's been in that pack for probably a month and a half, 2 months. And her energy, her energy is just too um she's that's like too she's not aggressive in it. I can't say that she's aggressive, but like she is like she definitely is very confrontational. She's not aggressive, but she's confrontational. Like she got major food aggression, but I've always I never let them compete for food, so I don't let my dogs do that. I let them all feel comfortable, but she still want to raise it up. She want to growl. She wants to hit the little fence thing that I got her in where she can eat at and stuff like that. But I noticed that, afterwards, that energy is remembered by the other dogs, and especially one dog in particular, my Formula One Bandog, his name is Sun Tzu. He he tolerates her, but he definitely don't like her energy. He's another one that's uh not confrontational. He's playful with his confrontation, but he likes to start stuff. So anytime when we get done feeding them, or I get done feeding them, he attacks her all the time. It's like clockwork. Right when they're done eating, as soon as I get out of there, he's attacking her and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, now I know why you've been kicked out of all your packs. You know what I mean? And then her sister was kicked out of a pack, and then I put her in her own space. Actually, she's partnered up with another dog, and because the kennels are set up in a certain type of way where the big dogs can't get at her. Now she want to be like she hard toward the big dog, because the big dogs can't get her through the fence or through the kennel bars or whatever. So she want to go over there, and rah with them. So I was like, okay, now I know why your ass got kicked out of the pack. So you always learning the psychology of these dogs, understanding the what's and whys. I've always wondered, like, why y'all jumping that bitch, or why y'all jumping him? What I mean? And over time, you see their personalities, and it's like, okay, now I see why they jumping you. You know what I mean? Your energy is telling them that you want something, and you ain't, you don't want to calm that energy down with the politics. They gonna X you out. And with the dogs that I produce, they got that maximum prey drive, and it's not they're not trying to just snap on you, and no, they trying to kill you. You know what I mean? So I have to make sure I'm on top of that. And so I'm grateful that it only happens when I'm out. You know what I mean? When I'm out there dealing with the dogs, they only act up when I'm out there, which I'm very, very, very grateful that that's how the energy turns up. Other than that, they keep they pack politics to a minimal. You know what I mean? They don't do too much funking unless I'm out there. So this week we haven't had nothing crazy. So I'm very grateful. Like I told y'all, old girl is healing up very nicely. Mentally, she is a-okay. So boom. I'm gonna be building out the rest of the kennels. Probably not probably, but I'll be ordering the rest of these kennels sometime this week, and then I'll be building out the rest of them that first week after July. That week after 4th of July, excuse me. I'll be building out them, so everybody's gonna have their little kennel spots, and then puppy the pack experiment will end. You know what I mean? So I probably can keep maybe 2, maximum 3 in a pack. 2 in a pack always works, because like I told y'all before, when they fight, and they've been fighting since they were little, so they tend to reconcile, because they'll have a stalemate, because they're not gonna give up, you type shit. You know what I mean? Like this one ain't giving up, that one ain't giving up. So then they'll just they'll stalemate at times. You know what I mean? They'll get into a scuffle, but then they'll get into that stalemate. Well, you ain't gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I really don't want to kill you. You just pissing me off. So 2 to a pack always works. 3, I've had 3 work. Shit, I've had 3 to a pack work for like 3 years, and then all of a sudden it got all bad. You know what I mean? So it just all varies. So 2 to a pack is my ideal. I just really just do that pack experiment shit just for my yard dynamics, my yard politics, because I got so many different type of dogs. I got so many just hyper personalities and killer personalities, that I want them to understand that if you see this dog all the time, and you see me with this dog all the time, yeah, you might have an issue, but at the same time, we're not just looking instantly to just go out here and attack. This is not going to be that way. If you get loose in the kennel space, I don't want you going straight to that dog and trying to attack the dog. You know what I mean? So I'm really just getting that in these puppies' heads. That's why I do my little pack experiments. But 2 to a pack is max. You know what I mean? I've never had a big pack unless I'm supervising it, right? If I'm in the yard supervising it, then I can probably have multiple dogs in the yard because I'm there. You know what I mean? But if I'm not supervising, I left them on their own and their own politics, nah, it'd be all about me some dead dogs if I have more than 2 to a pack. So anyway, solid week. But big salute to everybody, man. Like I always tell y'all, get comfortable. Roll you up a herbal sensation if that's what you like. Crack you open a brewski if that's what you like. I got my vodka lemonade. I keep it simple. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and cheers to you guys. And we about to cook, man. We about to cook up tonight. Like I said, this right here is I'm giving y'all some game, man. Hopefully you guys are paying attention and taking notes. So cheers to you guys. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, salute, Dog Man Don. Hey, I'm just thankful that I'm able to be available and give out these jewels, man. It's not everybody's willing to give out the secret ingredients, the secret sauce. And it's nothing's a secret because there ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? But at the same time, everybody want to act like they the end all, be all when it comes to these dogs. And as fellow dog men and dog women, man, we should share. And I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it at all. But at the same time, you could tell somebody something, but that don't mean they're gonna do it. And if they do it, they probably gonna remix what you tell them anyway. So, it is what it is. But I definitely want to share the information. Hopefully we can all win at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So let me put this in the ticker, man, and we're gonna cook. Let me put this in the ticker so we can see that bad boy scrolling. Okay, so tonight's topic, okay, the art of breeding and creating, okay, engineering, producing high performance working dogs. The key word to this topic is art, the art of it, okay? Now, when you're an artist, there's different artists, right? With different levels of artistry, okay? Salute RKBB, welcome family. There's various types of artists. You could be a conventional artist, you could be a unconventional artist, you could be both. The key is art. And when it comes to another keyword, high performance, not just performance now, okay? When it comes to high performance working dogs, the artistry has to be at even a higher level, right? Has to be at a higher level. The way you think about forming and creating and breeding these type of high performance working dogs. Okay. So tonight I want to talk about that, right? And like I said, this style of breeding is not, let's say, your typical style of breeding when it comes to dogs. Okay. To create a high performance dogs, we got to think of it how, like we were talking about on a couple episodes back with that hybrid vigor, how, let's say, the people who do those rodeo bulls create their rodeo bulls, right? We got to think like them. Okay. We can't think like, okay, I'm trying to breed a family of dogs. Now, to each their own, right? To each their own, but our focus here in making high performance dogs is performance at the highest level. That's our focus when you're making high performance dogs. So if there's a certain way of breeding that guarantees you a higher level of performance versus another type of breeding that guarantees you more of a type, right? A type of dog, or maybe honing in on a certain trait or traits and keeping them, right? We got to figure out which one is better for our end result outcome. And again, our end result outcome is always high performance, not just performance, but high performance. So we already know that the best way to increase overall performance, salute to you, Royalty Methods. We already know the way we're going to increase overall performance, overall greatness is the cross, what they would call an outcross. Okay. In the game pit bull world, which we already know that's all about performance, right? They used to call those battle crosses when you take these great dogs from different families of dogs and you breed them together and you create better dogs, right? Performance dogs. And this is something that is a known fact, right? Because of hybrid vigor. Now, the art of it is different now. If we know the format, which we just talked about, the cross is the format, okay? The cross is the format to create better because it's hybrid vigor. But the art of it is which dogs to cross and why, right? Not only that, let's say you have a dog. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a play. I'm already speaking from my own perspective. Let's say you have a dog. I got a dog. His name is AK-47 Chopper. Y'all hear me talk about him a lot because, you know, he's legendary in my eyes. Okay. But you got a dog that's a freak of nature. Not only is he a freak of nature, and I'm talking about overall everything, performance, everything. He's a freak. Size, drive, durability, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? He's that. And he produces his genetic characteristics. There's not many dogs that are that level of freak that produces his level of genetic characteristics. He does. So he's like a, you know, he's like a 1 in a million. Now for me, as an artist, I'll say, okay, I'm gonna take this dog that I can take his genetics and add them to other dogs. He was produced by a cross, okay, which is an outcross. That's how he was produced. Produced to me, and salute to his parents, better than his parents, okay? Not only in just his phenotype, genotype, but in his way that he can produce himself or variances of himself, right? Okay. So now I have this dog who is produced by hybrid vigor, okay? And he's amazing. Then I go and I experiment, right? As an artist, I say to myself, okay, I bought this freaking nature to produce a larger version of what I already have or what I already produce. So I already have my own line of performance pit bulls, and I wanted something bigger that was still a part of my line. So I wanted to outcross because I needed some size. So then I get this freaking nature. His name is Double XL Pitbull freaking nature, AK-47 Chopper. I'm not necessarily knowing what he's going to be like when I buy him. I can just go off his parents and hope that I can get what I want. Okay. But I'm not even knowing what I'm going to produce off of him. But at the same time, I'm understanding hybrid vigor. I'm understanding this even before I even get AK. So I'm already expecting better, but I don't know. We don't know. So I get him. He is beyond my expectations. Boom. So my plan is to run him, totally different line of dogs, into my line, totally different line of dogs. So I already know I'm getting hybrid vigor. You see what I'm saying? I already know I'm going to get battle cross. Just off of hybrid vigor alone, I'm going to get it. Right? So then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to take him and run him to all my females that I kept. They're all sisters. I'm running to each and every one of them sisters. But he is going to be the foundation. Them sisters are going to be the variants. Even though they're from the same genetic pool, they are a variant of that genetic pool. They're different from that, even though they're from the same genetics. So I'm running AK to the same genetic pool, but they're all going to be out crosses. So for me, I'm thinking ahead. Like, okay, if I like something from each one of them sisters off of AK, I can take those siblings, right, from those three different sisters, And I can run them into each other to tighten it up a little bit more if I want to tighten it up. And it's not going to be too crazy, okay? Because it's still a broad genetic pool, okay, for me. It's not going to be too tight because everything is, it's not a tight, none of them is tightly bred anyway, right? Because even what I produce with my bitches that I'm using with AK, they're from outcross too, okay? So I was thinking far in advance, even before that, because I'm trying to produce a larger version of what I wanted. Okay, a larger, high performance catch dog is what I was thinking for. All right. So now, as I cook with them, not knowing I'm experimenting in the lab, right? I'm doing my Picasso. I'm engineering these dogs genetically, right? I'm not knowing what I'm going to get. I'm not knowing the size. I'm hoping to get bigger. I'm not knowing the temperament. I'm hoping. I know what AK is. I know what let's say Holy Spirit is. I know what Africa is, Tiny is. Like I know them as dogs, and I like what they're showing me. But of course, I want better. I want better, right? Because that's what I do. I breed high performance dogs. I need them to be better. Now I get these dogs, right? These puppies, and I keep, majority females. I got a lot of females, okay, from each one of those breedings. Okay, got a couple males too, but I really want the females. Now, out of these females, I have a variant, okay, of size, a variant of temperament, a variant of drive, right? Now, as I'm watching them develop, I look at AK and I'm like, okay, this boy, he got a bite fetish, right? Will any of his daughters, I'll speak about the girls right now, have this same type of bite fetish? I'm thinking possibly they will, right? But as I'm peeping the bitches out, they don't have that same type of bite fetish. What I mean by a bite fetish is AK will bite anything and tear it and crush it. You know what I mean? That's just who he is. Okay. He has a specific thing he likes to bite, but if he's bored, he'll fuck anything up. That's just what he just got a bite fetish. He got to bite shit. That's what he like to do. None of his daughters have that bite fetish. Now, because of the flip side of that coin, which is, let's say their parents, or excuse me, the mothers, the dames, right? They don't have a bite fetish like that either. However, they have a higher level of prey drive than, let's say, AK does, right? So then I'm looking, because now I'm analyzing, right? Did I get a level of high performance? Did I raise the performance? Did I raise the durability? Like I'm analyzing these puppies, okay, as they're growing, right? What are they showing me, right? Did I produce what I wanted to produce? So I have two of the females, they showed me the size that I wanted. So AK did what I wanted him to do initially, which is bring me more size, right? So then that already showed me that outcross did me one better than the females of, let's say, the parents, or excuse me, of the moms, the dames, right? They're bigger than the dames, right? So I got that part. That's the initial part that I wanted, right? So now I'm trying to see the intricates, the performance level, the durability, and all that other shit. Did it raise even higher? Because AK is already durable. Okay. The females are all durable, all smart. Did it go even higher? That's what I'm looking at, right? Okay. Now I got a whole bunch of different examples and a whole bunch of different breedings I did, but I'm just giving you this one for now so y'all can understand the art of this shit, how I was seeing it, right? How I'm watching what I produced developed and show me, okay, damn, that was right on the money, or you missed it right there, right? So I noticed the size. And I'm like, okay, I got the size. All right, cool. That heavy bite drive. I don't really see any of these bitches, right? Like they don't. And I'm only talking about the Draco. I call these the Dracos, by the way. These are the XL Pitbull Dracos I produce. I'm only talking about the females now. none of them, like in the beginning, they was cool with the flirt pole. They would chase that bitch around, right? They would do that. That was cool. That was fun when they was a little bit younger. Okay. But they would never fetch a ball. None of that. AK don't even fetch a ball. But you know, it was cool to flirt pole. Like, okay, I got these motherfuckers on the flirt pole. Okay. They don't want to bite the little bite toy, bite sleeve. They don't want to do that. None of that shit. Okay. I'm like, damn, okay, they don't do that. So AK love that. Okay. But the flip of it is, this is the flip. They are more, their inners, like who they are as the essence of the dogs that they are, they're like the mothers, man. Okay. They're like, let's say Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is a high, she has like her prey drive is nuts. Okay. All she want is smoke. Okay. She take after her mother and she take after her grandmother. Okay. Then there's Africa. Africa, she's second to that. Okay. She's not as intense to that shit. She's there, but she has a level of tolerance, Africa, but she's still on that rah-rah. Okay. So it goes Holy Spirit on the rah-rah all the time. Okay. All the time, pray drive, anybody can get it. Okay. That's Holy Spirit. Then there's Africa. She's got tolerance, but she's on the rah-rah-rah too. And then there's Tiny. Okay. And Tiny was the smallest one, hence her name Tiny. She was the smallest one out the litter. They used to beat her up. Matter of fact, they beat her up so bad in the early, like when she was like 6 weeks, man, they damn near killed that bitch. You know what I mean? They damn near killed her at 6 weeks, them puppies. That's the type of stuff they was at. They was hitting each other at that level of kill. Well, my wife had to take her out, and my wife had to take care of her. You know what I mean? And she didn't get introduced back into the pack until she was about 10 weeks old. Okay, so that's how bad that they did little Tiny. But however, Tiny wasn't no, you know, she wasn't a cur in the sense to where she would be running from it. She just knew how to play them. She knew how to submit to them. That's who, you know what I mean? That's who Tiny was. She knew how to submit to their energy. And when she submitted to their energy, then they would leave her alone. Okay. I'm talking about Africa and the Holy Spirit. So then we got Tiny, who's grown up to be smart, and she picks her battles wisely, and she knows how to coexist in the pack. She ain't a bitch, but she ain't the biggest one, and she ain't the one with all the shits. Right. So now I'm looking at these puppies and these females, and I'm like, okay, you know, what is better? You know what I mean? Show me better than AK. Show me better than Holy Spirit, Africa, and Tiny. And so I got another one, right? Her name is Peaches. She's the smallest one. She's kind of like more on the tiny side, and she's actually Tiny's daughter. So what's so crazy too is when I bred AK to my smallest pit bull, right? Tiny, and AK is big. My smallest 35-pound pit bull bitch. I got one of my biggest bitches. Her name is Desire. She's a big bitch too. And I got my smallest bitch, which is Peaches, right? Now, that smallest bitch, that bitch Peaches, runs all the bitches. What I mean by she run all the bitches is that she is one that's most like her grandmother or most like her auntie, Holy Spirit. Okay. She is with everything and she giving it all. She does not see her size. Her size don't matter to her. She's all fire. You know what I mean? She's all drive. You know what I mean? She's all about that action. Okay. So then I'm like seeing this and I'm like, okay, damn, I'm seeing a level. Okay. I'm seeing a level. I'm seeing why this hybrid vigor is important when it comes to these performance dogs. You know, I'm getting what I thought I would get, you know, when I first drew it up, which is size. I would hope to maintain the drives, but I'm seeing a different level of drive. Okay. The small dog, which was Tiny, right? Which is Peaches' mother. She didn't have that fire enough to defeat her sisters, right? She was just smart enough to know how to coexist. She was smarter than the average. And she knew how to get along. She knew how to get her licks in and then submit because, you know, she was smart. She's very smart. But then her daughter is the king of all kings when it comes to the bitches. And she's the smallest one. Smallest one. but she want all the smoke. They all bowing down to her. She hump them. You know how females, they'll hump, they'll do the hump. She humps them. And she been like this since she came out the womb. This little bitch. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, damn it. I wonder if I take AK to his daughters, right? Now that I've got the hybrid vigor in his daughters, he's a production of hybrid vigor. His daughters are a production of hybrid vigor. I see a level of greatness between, I'm only talking about the females now. We ain't talking about the males yet. I'm seeing a level of greatness amongst let's say, their mothers, because that's the only ones I can really relate, them to as far as compare them to their mothers. They are better than their mothers, okay? But at the same time, could I take those two hybrid vigor dogs, okay, which is AK's daughters, take it to AK, both produced by hybrid vigors, and get that and like get those genetic characteristics to combine into one? Okay. Could I? Now, I don't know. I don't know. It's an experiment. Will I get lucky enough to produce it again? I don't know. However, I'm going to try it. Right. And this is the art. Okay. A hybrid vigor produced dog to his hybrid vigor produced daughters. Bring those together. Tighten that hybrid vigor up on both ends. Could I compound that? Could I keep all that I just got and make an even more high performance level of dog? Okay. That right there is what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm hoping. Okay. I'm not doing it to say, okay, I'm just trying to take an AK and I just want to make a whole bunch of AKs. So I'm gonna just tighten up AK because I like AK. No, I want to make better. I need to make better. My performance need to be higher, higher, higher. That's why I like the variance. I like the variance that I get from the outcross or the battle cross, because when you see it and you know what you're looking at, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. Like, wow. Like you really, when you get to see it, when you see a little dog dominate her bigger sisters, and not in no sense that they bitching out, but no, she's got the smarts of her mother, but she's got that she's got the fire of her fucking grandmother. So a dog like that, she don't see her size. She don't see her size. You know what I mean? All she sees is her ability to dominate. You know what I mean? And that's what she's been doing. Now, because these girls have been growing up since they was puppies, they have a puppy pack type dynamic. You understand? So it's not like she's going against a bigger dog that she don't know, and that dog don't know how to respect her or whatever, right? And then they go at it, and that bigger dog might dominate her over the size, right? But her half sisters and sisters, they grew up with her, and she's been this way since she was freaking out the womb. She's been rah 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 rah. She's been on that fire shit. So they just see her energy. They don't see her size. You know what I mean? I see her size because I'm analyzing it. I'm looking at my lab notes. I'm seeing the performance. Now, like I said, none of these dogs. Now, for example, they used to fuck around with that spring pole. I did a spring pole out there. Maybe if I put like a little a raccoon felt on there or something like that, a squirrel felt, maybe they'll chase after that. But a little towel or something like that, man, them bitches ain't fucking with that shit. They don't care about that stuff. I throw a ball over there, they ain't playing with that ball. You know what they looking for? Prey. When they in that back, when they in the play area or the training area, all they doing is looking for critters and stuff. That's all they do. Or they'll just follow me around. You know what I mean? Ain't no fetching with them. However, I understand, me personally, I understand now because of, why I cooked up these dogs, why I made these dogs. I wanted them to have prey drive. I didn't necessarily breed them to have toy drive. I didn't breed them dogs to want to fetch and chase a spring pole or a flirt pole. I bred them for prey drive, and specifically for those dogs that I'm talking about, the XL Pitbull Dracos, larger catch dogs. So I wanted them to have prey drive and durability. Okay. And I'm seeing that. Now, I can't test that over here. I live 6.5 acres. I got plenty of space and animals that run around. But, like I told you before about liabilities and stuff like that, I got neighbors too. I got neighbors who got 10 acres. I got neighbors who got 20 acres and got horses and stuff like that. I can't just have my dogs running after shit and going into my neighbor's yard and tearing up their shit. You know what I mean? I can't have that. So I have to keep that drive to a minimum when it comes to my dogs because I don't want any liabilities. I'm not looking to hunt pigs. I'm not out here hunting pigs and whatever. I'm not hunting dogs. I just create performance dogs. You know what I mean? That's my gift. That's my art. You know what I mean? And they show me their abilities amongst each other. Now, because I've created that pack dynamics that I told you all about, it's not to the point of no return. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they trying to kill each other. I'm always here to referee. You understand? However, I've been seeing that drive that I cook up, that prey drive. I've been seeing it since they was born. You know what I mean? I see what makes them tick, what drives them, right? The thrill of combat drives them, right? That's what drives those bitches. Combat, right? Now, we're going to talk about the sons, the males, right? So then I have, let's see, I'm going to talk about the Dracos right now. I have Black Hawk, I have his son Draco, and I have his son Yellow Jacket. These are 3 XL Pitbull Dracos off of AK and those 3 sisters. All right. Now, I have one off of Holy Spirit, that's Black Hawk, and I have 2 off of Africa, which is Draco and Yellow Jacket, right? They're still young. They're only like a year and a half. They'll be 2 in August. Okay, so they're coming up on 2. What I've noticed is that none of them males have the same level of bite drive as AK. Now, the closest to a bite drive in a sense would be Black Hawk. Like AK gotta have a bone in his mouth or something just to crush all the time. Black Hawk gotta have a ball in his mouth or a Kong. That's his thing. And he's destroying them. He's destroying them all day. He's got to have like a pacifier. So I would say closest to that bite drive will be Black Hawk. But the difference between Black Hawk and AK, okay, the difference between Black Hawk and AK is that Black Hawk got that other type of drive, man. He got that drive from his mama, though. It's a different type of drive, right? He's got that level of pain tolerance. And AK too, even though he hasn't been tested in that sense of like his pain tolerance, Black Hawk has been tested because I had him next to AR-15 at one point. Can't have him there no more. But I had him next to AR-15, and AR-15 is very smart. And if y'all ever heard me talk about AR-15, that's my high performance Bandog AR-15. He's a very cunning dog, but he's an instigator and he won all the shit. You know what I'm saying? He's number 2 tie for number 1 asshole on my yard. What I mean by asshole on my yard, they always starting shit. They testing me in the yard. He's tearing up everything. He can't have nothing in his dog house, in his kennel. He can't have nothing in there. He tear everything up. Any dog house you put in there, any bowl, he'll tear it up. He'll tear the roof down. He's a nut. But he's smart though. He's a smart nut. You know what I mean? The stuff he do, I'm like, oh, you doing it on purpose. Okay, because you like attention. But anyway, I had him next to Black Hawk as a pup, as a growing up, same kennel. Now, because Black Hawk loved this ball, AR-15 sees this. And so AR-15, when he would put that ball down, AR-15 would take his ball, try to take his ball. And then, Black Hawk get it, whatever. And so they'll kind of bite each other through the kennel thing, right? So every now and then when I come out there, I would see like some scrapes on Black Hawk's nose and shit like that. I'm like, oh, man, you over there fucking with AR, right? So Long story short, man, another day I go out there and, like I said, they only do this shit when I'm around. So I go out there to go clean up the kennels and stuff like that, and I hear some screaming, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Who's screaming over there, right? And I know it ain't gonna be Shaka because I got Shaka in his own area because he got to be segregated like Hannibal Lecter. You know what I mean? He can't be next to nobody. Shaka. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it ain't Shaka. So I look over there and I'm like, is that Black Hawk? And I look over there again and I'm like, oh, that fool Black Hawk got AR-15 by the nose through the fence and had that boy over there fucking screaming for the first time I ever heard that nigga scream. AR-15. I'm like, oh man. And so of course I broke it up or whatever. So I said, AR-15, you lost, man. I looked at AR-15, I said, you lost. All that rah, rah, rah. And then you finally got somebody that got you, and you didn't take it like a champ. You always be giving it out, but you couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always debating, because I never put him in that situation, because I don't fight dogs. But because of his bravado, AR-15's bravado, and that's how he always wanted to smoke, always want to fight everybody. And then, of course, Shaka, he like the number one. He want to fight everybody. But see, with Shaka, Shaka done been through some battles, right? And Shaka can take maximum pain. He don't feel no pain. Zero pain does that boy Shaka feel. None. And that's why I always had to say, you know what, Shaka, you damn near, you piss me off every time with your antics, setting it off over here on my yard all the time. You setting this shit off, wanting to fight everybody. One thing I'm about to say about you, Shaka, is that you can give it and you can take it. Okay, I had to give him, I'll give him his props because he can take the pain too. He ain't gonna cry not one bit. He's gonna take all of it. All of it he gonna take, whether I'm whooping his ass or whether he getting chewed up by a dog. He gonna take that shit. But AR-15, when that boy Black Hawk had him by the nose, oh man, you know there. I was like, oh nah, boy, nah, AR-15, nah. Now, of course, when I broke him up, he tried to act all hard and try to get him out, try to attack the fence. But it's like, bro, what do he had you. You was screaming. You know what I mean? You was screaming. But that boy Black Hawk wasn't. Okay? That boy Black Hawk wasn't. So now I know based off of Black Hawk, and he's young, you know what I'm saying? He young, Black Hawk. But it showed me where he get that bulldog from, that durability from. Okay? The ability to give it and take it. Okay, that comes from his mama. Right? So now I'm looking at Black Hawk like, oh man, you know what? You might be even better than your daddy. And what I mean by that is that he's got the drive of his daddy. Okay. And he's got the bulldog and durability of his mama. Okay. But remember, he's only 2. Okay. 2 in August. He's got more developing to do, more growing to do. Okay. More of building his confidence. Okay. More of him starting to piss more vinegar as his, he's developing his testosterone up. His testosterone is leveling up, so he can understand his abilities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, but damn it, man. That one hit. You know what I'm saying? That breeding between AK and Holy Spirit hit. Now, I'm sure all the other people that got dogs from AK and Holy Spirit, they probably seeing somewhat similar to what I'm seeing in these dogs' ability to really be bulldogs. Okay. Not at a low level, but at a high level. Okay. Another one is Draco. Now, Draco, okay, now this is going into the art. This is how you understand what you're creating as an artist and why, like why this is important, how to create these performance and level high performance dogs. Why is it so important to look at it the way we're talking about right now tonight? Okay. Because it's how you produce these type of dogs. So I got Draco. He's like a perfect blend between Africa and AK. Like as far as if you took those genotypes together and blended them, that would be Draco. Like he's like a bigger version of his mom, but looks like AK, if that makes sense. It's like a perfect blend. Like he's phenotypically like his mom, but not as big as AK, but it's like, but he's got AK's features in a sense, if you want to call it that. I would say he's a perfect blend between AK and his mom. Okay. Now, that boy had a hard time coming up. He had a hard time coming up. And this is what I'm saying about him. Because he grew up amongst his brothers, and he had one sister, but he grew up amongst his brothers, and he grew up amongst the AK-74 Bandogs. They was all born at the same time. And because of his demeanor is more laid back, and the other ones is more with all the smoke, he got bullied early bird. He got bullied when he was pretty much born, because he's always been laid back. Always been laid back. Now I know where that comes from. I know where that genetic laid back disposition comes from. You know what I'm saying? It comes from his daddy, because AK is laid back, to be honest with you. He's very chill, okay, until you turn him up. So, but these dogs is flipping on the other side. They acting like, you know, they mamas and all them and that line. They rah. They want to smoke. All they want to fight and rustle and all that shit. So then he was taking a beating early bird, Draco. And it continued on until I finally separated him out of the pack at about 6 months. Okay. He was always getting fucked up. Now, because I was always there to referee it, and what I mean by referee it, they only act up when I'm out. So when I would see it, I was there to get in there and break that shit up, because I would never let them do the damage that they want to do to them, to him. But at the same time, it affected how he even responded to me, because he was kind of like worried that, okay, are you going to come here and beat my ass? Because, you know, I would beat ass when they would do that. So over time, when I separated him, it took him a while to kind of get out of that kind of like current away when I come in and thinking that he going to get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Because that does fuck with a dog's psyche. It does fuck with a dog's psyche. Okay. Now, because I'm in the observing stages of what I've created, right? Seeing if that art really is what I want it to be genetically, right? I'm not putting too much on him acting like this, because I understood coming in why. I understood why. There's a why to this. Not that he's a bitch. It's just that his temperament is not that. Okay. Now, he had to learn in gladiator school how to deal with it, because he wasn't just he wasn't doing none of that. He had to fight back, but he fighting on his back. You know what I mean? 2, 3, 4 against one. You know how they do. These dogs, when they see the weak one, they all go for the weak one. You know what I mean? So he's doing that, you know, he's doing this and that and the third. But I never see him, you know, scream and holler when they was fucking him up. But, you know, he just couldn't, you know, he couldn't get with him. I mean, that wasn't his energy. So as I separate him and put him in his own spot, I put him next to AR-15. Now, you already know who AR-15 is. And he's also next to one of his sisters. Okay. And I'll talk about her too, one of my AK-74 band dogs. Okay. But this is all going into this art. This all, I'm explaining the art to you with the dogs that I produce using this art form that I'm talking about to create these high performance dogs. Okay. So I put him in there. Now he's on his own. Now he don't have to worry about just being jumped just because, right? Because that's honestly what they was doing. They was just jumping him just because. You know what I mean? Just because, oh, I'm here, let's jump his ass. He's the weakest one, let's jump him. Okay. So over time, right, as I started coming in more, I always come in all the time, every day, but I'm coming in and I'm forcing my energy on him. Hey, buddy, you know what I mean? It's all good. I ain't going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? You good. And not only that, him being next to Mr. Instigator. Him being next to the #1 instigator, AR-15. Now, AR-15 is going to make you, he going to make you nut up. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you near him, he gonna bite you through the fence. You know, you got your water bowl, he gonna knock that shit over. He gonna do anything to instigate you. And that's what he was doing to old Draco. Just fucking with him, right? And over time, you know, that kind of got on his nerves to where, you know, he had to start, you know what I mean? He figured out, oh, I'm not gonna get jumped. You know what I mean? Oh, it's only you, and it's, you know, and you can't get to me. Okay, so then, you know, I don't like how you fucking with me, so let me do. So anyway, I'm starting to see the genetics that I put in him come out now, because now he's feeling confident in who he is. He doesn't feel threatened about who he is. He's starting to feel confident in who he is. And so then he starts nutting back at AR, right? Nothing back at him. They doing that shit, okay? Now, His problem is not really AR. His problem is the bitch right next to him, which is an AK-74 Bandog, okay, which is AK-47 chopper to Nina 9. This is the bitch with maximum prey drive and man drive. I ain't even talked about her yet, but his problem is this bitch over here, okay, on the other side of it, right? Which she don't like when he get on his little rah, 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 she don't like that shit, okay? For some reason, she don't like it. So he was over there one day. He was over there, like close to where her kennel is, where her, because they share a common side, right? And I don't know if it was they just got done finished eating or something like that. And I was getting ready to leave, and then all of a sudden, man, I hear this big old commotion. I turn around, and she got him through the fence. She got him through the damn kennel bar. You know what I mean? So they all there, chomping at each other. She locked them up through the kennel bar, and over there fighting and stuff through the kennel bar. So I go in there, I break it up. I'm like, what y'all fighting for? What y'all, I'm like, what y'all fighting for? What is it? You know what I mean? Is there some food around? I don't know what it is. So that's that, right? So understand what I'm talking about right now. Okay, I'm talking about the genetic characteristics that I put in these dogs. It's starting to shape. I'm starting to see it, right? I'm starting to see the drive, right? I'm starting to see the confidence in this particular dog that I put maximum prey drive in now, genetically. But originally, he wasn't showing me that because of how he was being shaped by the pack, right? How he was being shaped by the pack. But me understanding what I put in this dog, I should be able to see the prey drive that's in damn near all of them. In the moms, the dads, the uncles, etc. I should be able to see that's in this dog, is in it. And the dog phenotypically is excellent. Okay? Excellent. But I need to see the motor in him. I need to see the drive in him, right? But I haven't been seeing him until now. He's in his own little space. Now he's dealing with these one-on-one confrontations. Now he's being shaped. Now he's like, okay, I couldn't be a bitch by being jumped. I'm definitely not going to be a bitch by dealing with you one-on-one in the kennel bar, between the kennels. So that built up his confidence, okay? Built up his confidence. Now, as I assess him, okay, he don't want to do the bite shit like AK. He won't fetch a ball like his half brother or his brother from his auntie. He won't fuck with a ball. None of that shit. Okay, none of that. Boy can jump high as a kangaroo. He's smarter than his daddy. What I mean by smarter than it, because AK is pretty smart, but he's smarter than his daddy. So, for example, AK, right? AK jumps. Y'all probably seen AK. He jumps up into his little kennel thing, and he'll just keep busting his head until, like, for some reason, he must think he might be able to bust it open with his head. So he'll keep jumping, busting. That's what he does, right? Okay, before I had the lid over him, he would jump and rip the whole tarp thing off, okay, because he can jump that high. You know what I mean? He just ripped the whole shit off, tear the metal off, all the shit. Now he got a lid. Now in his mind, he's like, okay, well, I can't bite it off, so I'm just gonna keep jumping my head into it. That's what he does. Whereas Draco, he knows how to jump up, hang up there, finesse it, try to, he uses his mouth, he uses his brain. He finesses how to break this off, push this off. That's what he does. Okay. So he's showing me he got a little extra smarts to him than his daddy. Plus, he's got that athletic ability like his daddy. Plus, now he's showing me what his mama and his auntie and his grandmama got in her. He's showing me that damn drive I put in them damn dogs. Because now he's confident now. And now he's been through a couple of scuffles where it was one-on-one. And it wasn't those scuffles where they're just full on attack. Kennel scuffles, where they biting each other through the kennel shit. Little petty scuffles. But it built his confidence up enough to where it showed me, like, okay, you got the drive. You have the drive. I knew you had it in you. It just took some time for you to understand that. Okay? Understand what you have in it. All right? So for me, cooking him up, cooking Black Hawk up, cooking, let's say, Peaches up, that small bitch I was telling you about, right? Okay, and I'm not even speaking on the other bitches yet. We're just talking about these ones. I'm just analyzing these ones right now. This is the Dracos for now, okay? I'm seeing my artistry come to light. I'm seeing the variance of the genetic pool from that outcross. I'm seeing the variance. Okay, I don't necessarily know all the variants of what's in those genetics, Excuse me. I wish I did, because then I can pinpoint everything. I wish I did, but we don't know where, like, where those genetic characteristics are coming from, because we might not see that in the parents. That's why with that hybrid vigor, we're supposed to get better. But in reality, if you might really think about the analytics of it, it's probably always been there. It just might not have shown up in AK, or might not have shown up in Holy Spirit or Africa, but it showed up in the offspring. So now we see, oh, that's better, right? We've seen it better. And that's what I'm able to see doing these crosses, taking AK as the catalyst, as the foundation, and putting them into littermate sisters and seeing the variance. And not only that, I'm seeing variance even in the offspring, which is a beautiful thing, right? Especially when they're positive things, okay? And in reality, all I really wanted them dogs to be is larger catch dogs. So if I see prey drive out of them, whether they want to fetch, whether they want to bite chase a spring flirt poles, bite a spring pole, as long as I see that damn prey drive and I see that athletic ability, okay? And if I'm ever in a situation where, I got a kennel accident going on and I don't hear nobody screaming and hollering, okay? I scored on that one. Score. And then not only that, I'm getting a phenotype that's superb. Okay. I'm like, boom, that's it. That's I scored on that one. Okay. That's better than. Okay. Because I'm not necessarily trying to produce a dog that is the same size as AK or bigger than AK. Because at the same, for me, performance is the whole game for me. That's why I'm Formula One. Okay. That's why I'm the head engineer, the master engineer at this shit. Okay. I need to have enough size, but durable enough, light enough to do the work at a high level, just like how they put together a Formula One race car. Okay, I need my dogs like that. I don't need the heaviest dog. I'm not trying to. I need me. If AK's 112, I need another dog that's 112 or above. Nah. I'm not looking for that. I need it to be bigger than what I wanted as my original sauce. My original dogs, I wanted them to be bigger than them, which I all got except for one, which is that small bitch. Okay, which, of course, you're going to get that, right? If I got a 35-pound bitch, you probably going to get something similar to her, because that was, it's the mama, which I did get one. Shout out to Peaches. Okay, she's not 35 pounds in her mind, but at the same time, I wanted a larger, and the majority of the dogs that I produced were larger than the mothers, larger than, let's say, the brothers. Okay. Now, I got a dog named Yellow Jacket. I had man, it's my first time I ever dealt with this, y'all. Okay, I had mange hit 3 of my dogs out of the blue. I don't know how that should happen, but it did. Okay, killed 2 of my dogs. Okay, the vet couldn't figure, all that shit. I wasted so much money. Anyway, so Yellow had a little bit of it. His wasn't bad though. So, he had to recover from that, but I got him fully recovered. Okay, I got him fully recovered. So, I'm good. I got him good. Okay. I haven't had a chance to really see genetically what I got out of him. Now, he's the most extreme, let's say, out of the sons of AK. What I mean by extreme is he's got real thick ass bone. He's got, like, he's a thick dog. Like, he's what I call an extreme version of AK. He's not big, like tall, lean, like long like him. He's just like a brolic type of dog. Like real brolic. Like once he gets mature, he's gonna be a big, like, almost like a bodybuilder type dog. The dog is solid. Now, I don't necessarily know what his temperament is. Okay. He was with the shits early on as a puppy, but when you go through something like mange and all the treatments that I was giving them, that stunts your development. Because that mange ain't nothing nice. Now, where by the grace of God, he didn't have it bad, but it did fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still analyzing him. I got him back to normal. You know what I'm saying? he's a confident dog, but I haven't really had a chance to see like really like what he's about. Okay. So he's another one that I'm eyeing, but I know that he's definitely a different version of his parents. He's a different version of AK, and he's a different version of the mom. So he's something totally different. So he came from somewhere else. Okay. In that gene pool, whatever that was, produced something else. I call him the extreme version of the chopper line. Okay. Because he's pretty extreme, man. The boy is solid, but I haven't really had a chance to see really what he is. Okay. Now, that right there shows me, okay, that outcross show me hybrid vigor. Okay, show me that I took two different lines, two different styles of let's say performance pit bulls, right? Put them together, produce, Draca, Desire, Peaches, Fire, Yellow Flame. These are all females from the Draco line I got. Okay, I think that's 5. Yeah, 5 of them. And then I got bear with me, y'all. Black Hawk, Draco, and Yellow Jacket. Okay, so I got 8 XL Pitbull Dracos. One of them is not even an XL, okay, which is Peaches. You know what I mean? She's like a little 30-something pound, maybe 40 at the max. You know what I'm saying? Real firecracker though. But anyway, that's the Draco line. Okay. Now, the Bandog shit, the Bandog, the AK-74 Bandog, that right there is a whole nother dog. Okay. If I would say the Dracos on a scale of 1 to 10, if the Dracos is a hard 8.5, and I'm gonna say a hard 8.5 because I ain't tested them dogs. Just off of just a natural ability just to be with all the smoke. You know what I mean? The 74 Bandogs are going to be a 12. I'm going to put them over a 10. Okay? I'm going to put them over a 10. Okay? And both of them, the male and the female that I have, which is Chopper the Man Stopper, and then also Nina 9, they pretty close in temperament, but I would have to say that Nina 9 is okay. If I would say Chopper the Man Stopper is a 10, and what I mean by 10 is that when it comes to level of high performance, that dog is all that. Okay, he's all of it. Okay, from bite drive to prey drive to athleticism to intensity to, I mean, man, that dog is, like I said, it's like a Malinois on steroids. That's Chopper the Man Stopper, no cap. That dog is like a Malinois on steroids. Okay. What I mean by Malinois on steroids, all that shit that Malinois can do, that intensity, that speed, all that shit. But imagine the bite. Imagine the bite force of something close to a Kangal. Okay. Because that Bandog mix that I got in him, that hard ass bite, but with all that intensity, all that wanting to bite shit, all that speed, athleticism that Malinois give you, that's what Chopper the Man Stopper is, right? Okay. All that with man and prey. He with all the shits. But then Nina as a whole, she's a 12. She's a 12 because Chopper the Man Stopper, he's athletic, but he hasn't figured out in his mind that he can jump out of that kennel. His mind hasn't calculated like, yo, I can jump out of this, right? Like he hasn't still showed me that he can even jump out of that. He's never tried it. He bounces off the kennel thing, off his little 5x10. He bounces off that thing all day when I'm there, running back and forth, bouncing off it. He do his little jumps, but he hasn't figured out I can jump out of this. Okay, Nina 9, she jumps out of it. She verts out of it, jumps out. You can't keep her. I gotta put a lid and strap that shit down, put bricks on top of it. That's how I gotta do with her. She knows how to jump out of it, finesse out of it, hold herself up, finesse it, bust out of it. Okay. But not only that, that breeding between AK, all AK genetics, and then that cross between that Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog, Game Pit Bull, Nina 9, that bitch, Nina 9, the female, the girl that I got, that bitch right there, ain't nothing fucking with that bitch. That little young bitch on my yard, I got some real top tier type females on my yard. What I mean by that is like females that want it all. Like I was mentioning, Holy Spirit, I've got some females that really want it all, man. And I know they will give it all too, whatever it might be. They'll give it all. Okay. But this little young ass bitch, bro, she ain't no joke, man. She been terrorizing. She been terrorizing the pack. She was over there, you know what I mean? She gave my man Draco over there a nice little 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? That bitch right there, she got it all, man. I'm very impressed with that bitch. Now, that right there, for me as an artist, that showed me, man. Thank you. Shout out to Hybrid Vigor. That produced me something that I couldn't even imagine. Okay. Performance-wise, I couldn't even imagine. You know, first and foremost, when I was in the lab, I didn't even understand really what I was cooking up. I knew I was cooking up something because I wanted to make a Bandog out of AK. Okay. Which was already a freak of nature produced by Hybrid Vigor. Okay. It was already a battle cross, if you want to call it that. AK was. Okay. And then I'm taking it to another dog that is bred the same type of way. Cross to cross to cross to cross. 4 ways equally. Okay. Let's see, her great grandfather, Nina 9, we're talking about Nina 9, the Bandog. Her great grandfather was produced by taking a Neo to a German boxer. Okay. Boom. That's the first cross. That's the first battle cross, if you want to call it that, right? Then you take a production off of that, okay, which is the grandfather, and you take that to an American Bulldog. That's another cross or battle cross, right? We get Hybrid Vigor all day long. Hybrid Vigor, Hybrid Vigor. Then you take that, right, which is Red Bull, right, which is a Hybrid Vigor produced dog, and then I take them to my bitch, Game Pit Bull, Holy Spirits. Hybrid Vigor dog. She was produced by a cross, and I bred them together. Boom, cross. Then I produced Nina 9, which is another Hybrid Vigor type cross. Okay, you understand the patterns? The patterns is cross to cross to cross to cross, right? Performance heightened, performance heightened, performance heightened. Think about that. Performance better, performance better, performance better, right? Then I take Nina 9, okay, which is that Bandog, to AK, boom, and then I get Nina 9, the one I'm talking about, and I get AK-74, the other ones, you know, sold to the other clients who got them, but I'm talking about the ones I got. And I'm seeing, man, I'm seeing some amazing shit. Now, I also tell y'all, okay, me personally, what I do with dogs, my dogs, because I'm a one-man band, my specialty is making the dogs, and I condition my dogs. Because I like my dogs looking athletic and stuff. I like my dogs looking fit, so I condition my dogs. I got a hill, I got weights, I got weight pull harness, I got all the shit to do all the conditioning. Okay, and that's what I do. That's what I have enough time for my dogs. I do not allow my dogs to bite me. I got all the shits and stuff, all the sports shit. I got a shed full of all that shit, the bite suit, all the different intermediate bite sleeve, all the different sleeves. If y'all go to my YouTube, y'all might, y'all see my little yard tour. Y'all might see that. I think I showed you all that shit. I got all the equipment. Okay. However, I don't let my dogs bite me. I got all the agitation shit, the whips, all the shit, bamboo, hit sticks. I got all of it. But for me, I don't have time for that. Me personally, I don't have time for that. Plus, I don't let my dogs bite me. Okay. That's something that maybe my son will probably get into later on or whatever like that. He'll be in a bite suit. I ain't going to be in that bite suit. Okay, just me personally. But at the same time, what I look at for my dogs, for me to say, okay, boom, I did it, or oh, I produced better, or oh, I didn't make it this time, I look at how they interact with each other. I have multiple dogs. I can tell when my dogs don't like something about another dog. And then what they will do to the other dogs as far as biting, right? I have dogs with bite fetishes that like to bite whatever. I have dogs. So I can say to myself, okay, this dog bites hard, right? If I wanted to assess a bite, or if they ever get into a confrontation and I have to stitch dogs up, because I have to do that. Shout out to your staple gun and all your stuff that you need when you have dogs like this. Make sure you have some of that save you some money. Staple gun, antibiotics and shit like that. Have that on deck when you got dogs like I got, because you're going to need it. Okay, save you some money going to the vet. But when I see the damage that they do to each other, right? For me, that's enough. Like, okay, man, I don't need to do no bite work with you. This is me. You can do what you want to do with your dogs, but this is how I'm assessing my dogs. I got so many of them, and they all got them genetics, and they display them amongst each other. And I see the carnage that they do to each other, if you want to call it that, right? So I'm able to assess my dog's drive, which is prey drive. I don't have strangers over my crib. I have my friends might come over every now and then, my nephew, you know what I'm saying? Some of my family might come over, okay? And I see how my dogs respond to people who they don't know. That lets me know that, okay, you have a level of man drive. What I mean by man drive is that if you see somebody you don't know, you're gonna check them like you check that prey that you don't like. Like when that certain dog that come around that asshole AR-15, y'all ready to hit AR-15 because he's an asshole. And you've been wanting to get at him. So when you see that stranger coming by, okay, boom, 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 you're showing me that man drive I want to see. If I put that in you, by the way, right? So understand that this level of outcrossing, crossing maybe different breeds, crossing different family of dogs to each other, I'm seeing a higher level of performance by doing this. Now, this is trial and error for me. Real talk. It's a vision. I don't know the outcome of it, the vision. I have a hope based off of what I see in the parents or what I might know what's in the back of the parents. I have a hope to see those genetic characteristics come and then create greater, because I'm not trying to produce the same. That's not what I do as an artist when I'm making dogs. I need my dogs to be greater than AK, greater than Holy Spirit, greater than Africa, etc., etc. I need them to be greater. I don't want them to be the same. That's me. How do I make them greater? Well, I'm not reinventing the wheel, man. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just using the best tools as an artist. And I'm going to mix this to create me a brand new color or brand new whatever we're trying to create. Now, if I get into the mind state of some dog breeders, and this is nothing against anybody who breed dogs, do your thing, okay? We're talking tonight about high performance. We're not just talking about breeding dogs. We're talking about high performance working dogs. What is your artistry when it comes to that? What is your method? How do you paint? How do you draw when it comes to these dogs? If I get into the mind state of a lot of these breeders who might see a dog that is that dog and you want to just recreate that dog and you just want to inbreed it to death, that's you. Do it if that's what you want to do. However, I'm going to tell you just based off my own experience, and I'm sure other people who have done this and had a chance to experiment with the dogs, let's say a family of dogs versus a battle cross dog or a hybrid vigor cross dog, and they got a chance to see who performs better. If I'm a breeder for high performance, which I am, that's why I'm Formula One, frames, brains, and motors. Y'all know my theme. Y'all know how I cook up dogs, best frames, best brains, best motors. I'm cooking up crosses. I'm not cooking up families like that. What I mean by like that is I'm inbreeding, line breeding, inbreeding. I'm not doing that. That's not producing me hybrid vigor. That's not producing me better than. That's producing me the same. Okay. How do I keep a base of what I want? You take a dog that's deserving to be the point guard. Okay. The focal point, like what I mentioned about AK. Okay. A dog like AK is going to have multiple variants just off of him alone. The hybrid vigor is going to be off of him and whatever I cross him to. Okay. The common denominator is AK. The variance and the hybrid vigor is going to be whatever I cross him to. Whatever I cross him to. Now, I also mentioned to you guys that I was going to take AK to his daughters because I wanted to create and a version of him, which is a larger version of what the Draco is. I wanted to create a double XL pit bull. That's what I wanted, but like AK size. I still want the variance because I want the vigor, but I want the size because there are people that I know that wish they had something that of AK size and ability. And I would love to be able to produce that size with my variance of hybrid vigor. That's what I would love to do. Okay, because I have what I envision, which is the Draco. Okay, and we got sons like Black Hawk and Draco and Yellow Jacket that's gonna carry on that legacy. They're gonna carry that on. Not AK. AK did his job. Okay, his sons is gonna carry on the Dracos. Okay, but see, AK is he's like the blueprint. AK is like the canvas, and then I draw on AK with the outcrosses. That's what I do. Draw on him, but my whole thing is to make better every time. Better. How do I do that? Cross them with something that's great. Okay, I got to take great dogs, cross them with great AK. Not get caught up in the, let's say, I can't even say traditional way, but just what you might think the best way to breed these type of dogs. Not get caught up in that. No. I need hybrid vigor in all my dogs. I need hybrid vigor. I need battle crosses in all my breedings. I do, though. How else will I get high performance dogs? How do you get high performance dogs without that? You don't. You'll get performance dogs. And I'm going to clap my hands to those who know how to cook up performance dogs. Salute to you guys. Okay? Do you? If that's how you do them, do it. That's just a performance dog. Okay, performs good. We talk about high performance dogs. There's levels to this shit. Only way you're gonna get higher than what your dog was is outcross. That's the only way you're gonna get higher than. Scientifically, right? Scientifically, they say that. Hybrid vigor is how you get better than the parents. So when you're an artist at this, like I am, you say to yourself, how do I have a common denominator? That common denominator has to be able to produce, though. Not every dog can produce. What I mean by that, produce itself or greater. Not every dog can. I don't care how good that dog is. Doesn't mean that it can produce itself. Or it doesn't mean that, let's say, for example, you don't know how to mix the dog to produce itself or greater. A lot of breeders don't do that. They don't, like we talk about being patient, like we talked about keeping litters, breeding. If you had a litter of 10 bitches, taking your fucking top tier male and breeding them to all 10 bitches, regardless of how those bitches perform, all you're doing is breeding to the genetics in those bitches. You're not necessarily breeding to those bitches what you see, because there's more than meets the eye when it comes to genetics. Okay, when you've been doing this as long as me and you've been breeding as many dogs as I've bred and seen all kind of different dogs, you'd be like, yo, like I said, who me? How would I have known that my 35-pound bitch, Tiny, would produce me one of my biggest females? That bitch. Who would have known? I would have known that shit. Oh, that bitch is a runt. Oh, that bitch was getting fucked up by her siblings. I had to take her out. My wife had to take care of her and shit because she was getting damn near killed at 6 weeks. That bitch produced me one of the hottest bitches I got on the yard. Okay, young prospect bitch. Okay, she's a young baby. But she one of the hottest bitches on my yard, smallest one, just like her, small, but she hot as a motherfucker. And she produced me one of the biggest bitches. How would I have known if I wasn't taking my palette of genetics, right, from the 3 sisters that I kept? All of them got a variance of the genetics. And the genetics that I got are all quality genetics. Everything in there is quality. Okay? I'm sure there's some negative stuff because nothing's perfect, but I'm saying what I understand is all of it's quality. How would I know who's going to give me the best production if I don't experiment with each and every one of them bitches? to see. How would I know? As a breeder, I would never know, right? Isn't that how they do in science? Right? They got a lab and they're experimenting with all kind of shit. Experiment. If we're dog men and we're trying to create the best of the best type dogs, why are we not experimenting with the full plate of genetics? Why are we trying to assume genetically that this is what it is and I'm gonna say this one's the best one out of that, I'm gonna breed it to that, and then think that you got the best one? You might think that you got the best one, but how would you know unless you're doing it like any other scientist would do? We're experimenting with them all. I've been blessed enough to have that theory coming in. When I cooked up my Bandog, I told y'all, I blessed my kennel partner with one. I kept all of them because I need to know who's going to produce for me. I don't know. That was an experiment for me. Why would I sell off all my foundation dogs for? Why would I do that if I'm cooking? If I'm trying to cook up the best dogs? How would I know? I got to keep every one of them. Yeah, that's going to cost me money. Yeah, I don't know which one's going to turn out to be the best one. I don't know. But how would I know what I'm going to be able to produce if I don't keep them? I would never know. So I kept them, right? So then I produced with them. I get to see something, right? Okay. Another example is this. I buy a dog. Her name is Tigress, my American Bulldog bitch. I buy 2 American Bulldogs from this particular breeder. All off the daddy. Okay. All off the daddy. Now, the daddy is a grand champion, and that's not why I got him. I like the way the daddy looked. Okay. I like this phenotype. I didn't know nothing about his performance. I love this phenotype. He was an all-white American Bulldog, had a black patch on his eye, had that big hump in his neck like a bull. He was a big boy. Big, tall, thick, muscular. I was like, oh, I like that phenotype, though. That was it. Liked his head. I went to the breeder because I seen him at a show. I went to a show. And I went to the breeder. Was like, hey, man, I'm getting into Bulldogs. And at that time, that's when I got my genetics from buff dogs and stuff like that. So I was looking for some females. I was like, hey, man, I like the way your boy is looking, brother. He's like, hey, thanks, man. I was like, hey, I'm looking to get some females, brother. You know, you got any puppies on the ground from him? And he was like, yeah. I actually got a female, but I'm actually doing a breeding that you might want to lock in on. You know, I mean, I haven't done it yet, but you might want to lock in on it. You know, it's going to be a fire breeding. I said, is it going to give me puppies that's looking like him? She said, you should get better than him. That's what he told me. So I was like, all right, well, cool. I'm going to hit you up. And then I want to check out that other female that you said you got from him. And then, I want to lock in on that breeding that you're talking about, right? So I'm pretty sure he thought blowing smoke up his ass. It's like everybody will be, because that's what people do. They like to blow smoke up your ass. But, they ain't met the coach. They ain't met the dog god. I don't blow no smoke. I'm real with this shit. I really do this shit. So anyway, I hit him up on the gram. Hey, man, this is, this coach. Remember me from the show? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, hey, what's up with that bitch? So he sent me this, the bitch, right? A little scrawny, little red brindle bitch. And he's like, yeah, man, I did this breeding with my partner, and it was a pup back, and she's not really gonna work out for my program. He said, do you want her? I was like, yeah. I said, well, what's her mom like? And he said, her mom is more like the sporting. He has the sporting bulldog type. She ain't a bully type, whatever. I was like, well, I'll take her, man. How much you want for her? He told me $2,500. I'm not, I'm not really familiar with the American Bulldog, but I think that's the top range for American Bulldogs. So anyway, because I wanted the genetics, and he mentioned sporting as far as the mother was, I was like, cool, I'll take her, whatever. So I bought her, and then I also put a deposit down for first pick female. Okay, so fast forward, I get her. Now she was a little scrawny little bulldog. She wasn't all bully type or whatever. I'm new to the American Bulldogs. I just wanted the genetics from the father. He mentioned the mom was a sporting type of American Bulldog. I'm in the performance dog, so I got her for the genetics. Okay, because I already got American Bulldog semen that I was gonna cook up with her. So I'm already thinking, oh man, I'll bully her out because I got semen on deck. I got males on deck from buff dogs. All right. So then I finally get the female that I was waiting for too. Okay, which happens to be Big Bertha. Okay, and this other female I'm talking about is Tigress. Right. So when I get Big Bertha, of course, she's everything that I imagined her daddy to be in a female. Okay. Big Bertha. Okay. He was right about the phenotype. He was right about that. Okay. And she was produced by an outcross. And so was Tigress, the smaller one, right? So I'm just giving you an example of outcrosses and different scenarios that I've been through this, that I'm actually getting to see which ones is better and why. And if I was analyzing it from just a rookie's mind, like if my perspective, which was a rookie at American Bulldogs, was just going off of phenotype, then, I would have been like, I don't want that bitch Tigress. But anyway, watch this. As these bitches get older, right, Tigress is slower to develop in her body type. But Big Bertha, she was faster to develop. She was looking bully. She was muscled out. She had a lot of drive and shit like that. Cool, right? She loved a spring pole. She was driven out. But at the same time, right, Tigress, right, she didn't care about that spring pole. Tigress was like a pit bull. Tigress was like them. Tigress was like Holy Spirit in them. Tigress was looking for the. She was looking for the. You know what I'm saying? She was looking for the prey. She didn't want none of that spring pole like Bertha was doing all that shit. She wasn't fetching no balls. She wanted the smoke. So I'm like, damn, this little bitch is feisty. You know what I'm saying? That's how she was, right? But she was slow to develop, y'all. She was slow to develop. She didn't really look like nothing to me. I was like, whatever. But she had all that smoke. But one thing that I will say is this, right? Shout out to Hybrid Vigor, because they both was produced by Hybrid Vigor. Okay. Now, Big Bertha died. She looked amazing, had cool little looking drive. It was cool, man. Oh my God. She was amazing looking, man, but couldn't breathe. Died of heat stroke. Okay. I need performance dogs. Tigress, she was slow to develop, but she was always at a level. Bitch was always pacing back and forth. When she out there, she looking for, she out there in the yard, she looking for shit. She trying to find shit. She's a hunter. You know what I'm saying? She go in the kennel yard, she's prancing around, doing all her shit. She barking, but she can breathe. The bitch can breathe though. The bitch can breathe. So Bertha dies, right? I'm learning about Hybrid Vigor now. Bertha dies. I tell the breeder, I hit up the breeder like, yeah, man, Big Bertha, because he wanted a puppy off the breeding I was going to do. Because I was going to take one of my one of my buff dog males, bulldogs, American Bulldogs, and breed it to her. So he already knew which one I was going to take. He wanted one. I told him, hey, man, I can't even do that breeding no more because the bitch died. He's like, oh, man, her daddy died too. What? Heat stroke? Yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. So not only did she die, her daddy died too. Heat stroke. Both of them died of heat stroke. So that Hybrid Vigor didn't even work. It didn't work because he took probably 2 dogs that couldn't breathe and bred them together. Whereas he took the daddy who couldn't breathe and he bred it to one of them sporting type American Bulldogs and created Tigress, which didn't look as bully and as bulldogish type, bully type like Big Bertha, but the bitch can breathe and the bitch is like a pit bull. Not only that, as she matured, Tigress says, man, that bitch is muscled up. That bitch look good. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, that bitch is a fucking producer. Tigress. Okay? That's Hybrid Vigor. See, he didn't see that. He was just looking at him, the breeder. He was just looking at, I need to see that bully type like the daddy. He wasn't looking like, oh, could this bitch be better than any bitch that I ever fucking produce? He didn't see it like that because he didn't see it from the performance level. He just saw it from the phenotype level. Okay? He didn't see it as, okay, well, if I take this bitch and cook it up with the right male, I can produce better than the bitch. Because I took Tigress to AR-15 and, man, she's produced some fucking amazing damn dogs. That bitch, the one that he sold because she didn't, to him, he was like, you know what I mean? She don't got the look that I'm looking for. Hey, his loss, okay? My loss too. He lost a dog. And I lost a dog, but I gained one. The one that he sold me because he didn't feel like the one. Was the better one, right? She turned out to be better than the mom and the dad. What I mean by the mom and the dad is dead. What's the good of the dad if he's looking all brolic and all big and swole? The motherfucker can't breathe. Okay, he's dead. The mom died. I think the mom died. He told me the mom died because of birth. I guess the guy who owned the mom. She had a puppy that was still in her and he left it in her. And then by the time, it was like too late. By the time he got her to the vet, it was too late. And then, she died and shit. That's what he told me about the mom. But Tigress, man, that bitch is with all the smoke. With all the smoke, she look amazing and she's a producer. I came up on that. But see, I learned Hybrid Vigor. Why? I learned why. I learned why. He didn't understand why. I understand why Tigress is the way she is and she grew up to be an amazing damn bulldog. Still is. Still is an amazing bulldog. I still got plans for that bitch. That bitch still, as the 2 litter shit, bitch is tight and all that shit. Still the same. Still want all the smoke. Okay? There was an art form to what he was doing, but he didn't understand the art form. He was just doing his partner a favor. Okay? By doing that breeding with his partner. Okay? I just so happened to benefit from that because he didn't want her. Okay? And then now I had to see the 2 different levels of breedings and the 2 type of dogs. And I saw, okay, yeah, I like Big Bird the way she looked, but damn, that bitch ain't no performer. To me, that breeding was a failure. I wouldn't do that breeding again. Whether it produced a Big Bird or not, I wouldn't do that. If I had a dog like that, and it goes into my Red Tiger story. Okay, and this is back to the art form. It's all going to the art, y'all. Okay, there's a key theme of this topic tonight, which is the cross. There's a key theme to this, and the right cross too, not just any cross, the right cross. Okay, because that particular breeder, he made this cross based off a phenotype. He didn't see performance. He saw, oh, if I take this dog, big bully type dog, and I breed it to this big bully muscular bitch, I'm gonna get bully type dogs. And he got that, but he forgot about the performance. Same thing with Red Tiger. Same thing with Red Tiger and his brother. Okay, from Buff Dogs, the Rocky Mountain Bulldoggies. Okay, they created a type of dog using their Bandogs, American Bulldogs, and Old English Bulldogs. They created this dog called Rocky Mountain Bulldoggies. Okay, they was creating these bully type dogs, real extreme bully type dogs. If y'all seen Red Tiger, y'all see how extreme he is. Okay, but they totally disregarded performance. They disregarded hybrid vigor once they finally created the phenotype. They started breeding, line breeding, inbreeding, line breeding. That's what they was doing. Now, because of that look that they were trying to keep and even perfect, okay, performance started to fall by the wayside because they started tightening up them jeans and all the good. Guess what else comes with the good, y'all? Double the bad comes with the good, right? And then they created these dogs that look like freaks but couldn't perform worth a shit. A dog like Red Tiger, right? Goes to the art, y'all. A dog like Red Tiger, in his mind, he thought he was really that performance dog because he was bred with performance dogs. But because of how his breeder bred him, it compounded things that was negative, which was you want them big, brolic, bully type dogs. You want them wide fronts. Okay, you're going to get dysplasia because you want them wide fronts. You want them big bully smush faces. You're going to get, soft palate. You're going to get tight ears. These are the things that you're going to get. But because of what you got that's selling, because when people go to your kennel or whatever, they look at your website or whatever, they see these big, whatever type buff bully type dogs. They're like, I want one of those. You're like, well, damn it, if I outcross, because I know I need one, it's going to take away from this bully look that's getting me this money. Okay. Now you got to take this risk when you're breeding performance dogs. This is where the art comes in. This is where somebody like me, master engineer, know how to do. Okay. I would have never sacrificed performance for no looks. Me personally, even though I might be getting the bag for these dogs. I can't. Me personally, I can't. Because how am I going to sell you a dog, right? Even though you want that dog. I want that dog, coach. How am I going to sell you a dog that's going to die because it's going to overheat? How can I feel comfortable as a breeder to do that regardless of how much money I'm making? Me, I can't. Okay. However, other breeders can. And that was the downfall to me of Buff Dogs, is that they had these dogs that everybody wanted because I wanted one. I got 2 of them because I was a fan for a long time ago. I'm sure a lot of people were. But they got so caught up in line breeding and inbreeding because they wanted to keep that genetic characteristic that everybody want. They compounded those things that was the detriment to the dog. Whereas, you know what I did? Y'all know what I did. I took Red Tiger, who can't breathe worth of shit, who's an extremely fucking man. The dog is an amazing dog, but he just wasn't built for performance. In his mind, I've told y'all before, if y'all have ever, heard me talk about Red Tiger, in his mind, he thinks that he is that performer. He has drive with no off switch. No off switch. So in his mind, he want to perform and he thinks he can, but he don't know comprehension wise, right? His dog awareness wasn't there because they wasn't breeding for that. They wasn't like the coach. They wasn't like me, the dog guy, frames, brains, and motors. They was just only on, not even the frame, but just the look. But they wasn't like me, frames, brains, and motors. That dog needs to know how to think, needs to know how to chill, needs to off switch. That Red Tiger didn't know that, okay? But it takes me to learn from having a dog like that, because I'm a performance breeder, high performance breeder specifically. I'm a high performance breeder, not a performance, but a high performance breeder. I experienced that. I experienced a dog with so much drive with no computer. I experienced a dog that wants to cool off, because how does a dog sweat? How does a dog cool off? Panting. And I hear the panting and it's dog can't cool off. I'm seeing it. I'm like, yo, this is not good. Now, of course, the breeder told me about it, but at the same time, it's not good. So I knew I was going to sacrifice the phenotype that everybody likes when they see a Red Tiger. I knew that. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. I like that phenotype because it was cool enough for me to want to buy one of them buff dogs. But because I'm performance-based first, look second, close second now. But I need performance first. I said to myself, how am I going to keep that phenotype, tighten up the dysplasia? Because the wider you get in the stance, the more dysplasia you get, right? In the elbows. How do I still keep a stance but tighten it up? How do I extend the muzzle but still keep the head tight? How do I, get that palate, that soft palate in the throat to tighten up? What's the best way to get that? How do we get that? Well, we already know, right? Hybrid vigor. Hybrid, the cross. That old rugged cross, right? Old battle cross. Who am I going to cross him to? Well, thank God for me, right? That I decided to cook up my high performance Bandog foundation dogs. AR-15 is one of them. Nina 9mm is one of them. Silver Bullet is another one of them. Prima Donna is one of them, right? Them. Now, just so happens that their daddy is Red Tiger's great, great, great granddaddy. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Not only is that something, I added my own herbs and spices to his great granddaddy, or excuse me, his great great granddaddy, which is Holy Spirit. Okay, my game pit bull bitch was all the action, all about all the action, built for all of it. Okay, performance to the maximum. That's that bitch. Okay, added that to his great great granddaddy, and then I bred Red Tiger to Silver Bullet, and I produced Red Tiger Jr. Hybrid vigor, y'all. Now, you know what I did? Y'all probably seen Red Tiger Jr. Y'all ain't seen him in a while. Y'all see him soon. Okay? But I produced damn near his twin. The only difference, I haven't tested the breathing yet. The only differences that I see, shout out to the cross, y'all. The cross. I didn't follow their method. I wasn't looking for another bully dog to breed Red Tiger to. No, I had to change the problems. I need a hybrid vigor. I need to make better than Red Tiger. I need to make better, not the same. I don't need the same. I don't want to go bully to bully type and produce the same shit. Just like how that breeder I was telling you that produced Big Bertha did. Even though it was a cross, he took the same to the same. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't making that mistake. Okay. through my own experiences of learning, y'all. Okay, learning with my own dogs, analyzing whys and whats and hows. So I take him, Red Tiger, to Silver Bullet. I produce Red Tiger. The only difference is now in Red Tiger Jr. is that he's taller and he's not as wide in the front. He's wide, but not as wide. His elbows is tight. They're not splayed. Okay. His muzzle is longer. Still got that big ass head that his daddy got. Look just like his daddy, but got them upgraded features. Muzzle longer, nares open, legs longer, fronts tighter. I mean, shit, I might have scored a touchdown now. Of course, it's still premature, y'all, because he's still growing, man. But the boy's a beast, man, already. And I'm seeing hybrid vigor right in front of my eyes. I'm seeing better than his daddy. I'm seeing better than his mama. Is he going to be bigger than his great granddaddy? Yeah. Is he, or excuse me, his great great granddaddy? Yeah. Is he going to be bigger than his daddy? Yeah. He might not be as wide as his daddy, but I wanted to correct that. Okay. I don't need him too wide. I breed performance dogs. I don't need them too wide. I don't want dysplasia. I don't want my elbows to be bowing out when they stopping and moving around. I need them tight. That's what I need. Okay. I need the muzzle. Yeah, people like them smush big old bulldog heads and shit like that. I don't need that. I need them to breathe. When he pants, I want that intercooler to work. I want him to cool off. I need him to be smart. What I mean by smart, I need him to understand that, yo, you can turn your drive off. You ain't got to be driven all the time. Okay. These are the things that I put in. The only way I'm going to get this, y'all, is through hybrid vigor, through cooking them up the right way. Okay. Not taking the same and the same. If I'm going to get a negative result, you only take the same to the same if you're going to get better. Right. If I take Red Tiger, which is great, and I take another bully dog, that's great. If they were making them like that and I bred them together, boom. I mean, hey, I can probably create that. But in reality, when you go too bully, you're going to sacrifice a lot of stuff when you go too bully. If we're talking performance dogs, okay? And I breed high performance dogs. So with me understanding the art of it, I said, you know what? I'm going to try to bring him somewhat close to what he already got as far as genetically. And I already knew his great-great-granddaddy was a working dog, okay? Red Bull was a working dog. It was a true Bandog, okay? Can breathe, all that, big, all that. None of that stuff he had going on. None of that elbow dysplasia, none of that fucked up breathing, none of that shit. He's a real dog, okay? Man stopper. That's what that was, Red Bull, okay? Legendary to the buff dog formula, okay? So I knew I was going to get at least that, okay? But I got better, man. I got the perfect blend. I got Red Tiger, but taller, tighter up in this shit. I mean, man, I got Red Tiger Jr., JR. And that's because I use my brain as an artist. I took my data from other dogs that I've bought that were crosses and seen, okay, damn, I got, a dad bred to this type of bitch. I got a dad bred to that type of bitch, boom, the dad died of this. Okay, boom, the daughter died of the same thing that the dad died of. Okay, what was the commonality of bully type dogs? Okay, then I got this bitch right here. She's not necessarily bully type. She's got a nice build on her, but she's more like a pit bull type body type in a sense. I'm talking about tigers, but she's got the bulldog kind of fronts. You know what I mean? And she got her muzzle is a little bit different than Big Bertha's, but the bitch can actually breathe, man. Her shit is clear. The bitch got fucking stamina. Talking about tigers, the American bulldog. She got stamina. She's got drive. She thinks she's a pit bull. That's what she thinks she is. She really thinks she's a real pit bull. She wants smoke. That's what she do. Okay. But I said, okay, boom. I need to make sure that my cross makes sense like how Tigers was built. But I still want to create a Red Tiger-ish type of dog. I did that. Hybrid vigor. The cross did that for me. The old rugged cross, y'all, did that for me. You see what I'm saying? So back to the art. Back to the art of it. us as breeders, high performance dog breeders, not performance dog breeders, high performance dog breeders, we need to focus on cross, but you're crossing the best with the best. Okay. Performance wise first, and then phenotypically second. Because if you're thinking like me, frames, brains, and motors, everything has to come in. Everything has to come into play. Everything has to come into play when I'm cooking up dogs. When I see the parents, I need to make sure that frames, brains, and motors apply. I know that there's going to be stuff that I need to fix. That's my job as an artist, to fix those things. That's my job as the head engineer, is to fix these things. So I need to match the right cross so that I can fix those things, so that I can make, let's say, Red Tiger better or make AK better. Okay. Now, I didn't know that I was going to get a Red Tiger that was going to be taller. Or, for example, when I made the XL Pitbull Draco, I mean, I could have got a XL. I mean, he probably still can probably produce one that's the same size as him. I'm talking about AK. But, you know, I wasn't expecting to get a dog that's going to be the same size as AK when I'm taking him to a smaller one. But at the same, I'm sure it probably could have happened. I'm sure it probably could have happened because I did actually have one that I sold to some brothers out there in Miami that was big. It was a black one. My first breeding I did with AK and Holy Spirit. Okay. It was an all black one. And sold it to some brothers out there in Miami. Okay. Hopefully that dog's still alive. I don't know. Them boys in the game dog and shit like that. So I don't know. But anyway, that's their dog. They knew what they wanted. They paid top dollar for that dog. So salute to them. But anyway, that dog might have been maybe an AK size dog. That dog was big. That dog was really big. Black, all black, really tall, long-legged. Yeah. So that dog could have been it. But I mean, who knows? Okay, who knows? The whole purpose for me to do that is to create better than what I had. Okay. Now that I actually have, let's say, a dog like Black Hawk, a dog like Draco, and I can actually see them grow up, see them show me more than what AK has shown me over the years. Okay. I did my job. I produced a higher level of performance version of AK. Only way I could do that is through this cross. Through the cross. The right cross, y'all. Not only just the cross, but I took AK to littermate sisters. Littermate sisters, y'all. Same thing that I'm going to do with AK to those Bandog bitches. I already took AK one time to Silver Bullet. Okay, didn't get nothing off of that because I only had one puppy live off of that one. Okay, one thing about Silver Bullet, she's very hard on her pregnancies. So I have to make sure I keep Silver Bullet in her own, just like I did with her and Red Tiger. Luckily, I only got that singleton, but I kept her in her own space away from all the dogs because Silver Bullet is a little bit nuts. Not nuts and sick, but nuts in the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like she do a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like she like to jump like crazy. She's on one of them dogs, you know what I'm saying? So I put her in her own space when she was pregnant. When she was pregnant with Red Tiger, she was cool. She was in her own space. She wasn't going crazy. It was all good. Whatever. She had Red Tiger, no problems. Boom. Okay. But when I had her the first time she was pregnant with AK, man, she was hard as hell on them damn puppies in her stomach. She acted like she didn't even have no puppies in her stomach, how she was acting. I mean, jumping up and down, doing all the crazy shit she still do to this day. Okay, so that was hard on her pregnancy. So she only had one live. Those dogs were sold. Those dogs were sold before I even, as soon as I mentioned I was going to do that, those dogs were sold. So I only had one to sell. So anyway, that dog sold. So I didn't get one. And then I did that with Nina 9. Those dogs sold. I got my 2. So I still want to do one, like I told y'all before, with him and Silver Bullet again, because I want something off of that. And then I'm also going to do him with Prima Donna. So key thing is I'm doing them with littermate sisters again. I'm getting the hybrid vigor on. Every one of them puppies is coming out with hybrid vigor. Every one of them. which I should get a higher level of performance out of these dogs. I should get that. Whether the dog is smaller than AK, whether the dog is bigger than AK, whether the dog looks like AK, whether it looks like the mom, I should get better than the parents in overall performance, genetically. I should. Okay. And this is the art form to creating high performance working dogs. If you guys want to take it the other route, the traditional route, that's on you. That's your choice. That's your choice. If you want to cook that way, that's your choice. However, I'm cooking like how they make them rodeo bulls. I'm cooking like them. Okay. Me and Stevie was talking about that horse Secretariat. I think that's what his name was. That horse that won all them damn races and stuff like that. And they did the e-crop, I think they call it an e-cropsy or whatever like that. Like an autopsy, whatever, what they do with animals to see why that horse was so great or whatever. I might be wrong about the name, but maybe that's the name, whatever. Anyway, that horse that won everything and all that shit. And so anyway, long story short, they wanted to see why that horse was so great, was such a freak. And they, did the ecropsy or whatever and cut him open and saw that, his heart was bigger than the average horse. So it can pump more oxygen, but then they can never reproduce him through his offspring. Like he was never able to produce that level, let's say hybrid vigor that produced him. And I was telling Stevie, I was like, you know what I would have did? And I'm sure they probably did it because they got a multi-million-dollar breeding program. So I'm sure they probably try to go back to the well that produced the hybrid, produced that version of whatever that dog was, or excuse me, that horse was. But I told Steve, I said, I would have went back to the source. Fuck him. If he wasn't able to produce it, because that hybrid vigor produces whatever hybrid vigor produces, it might be just one-off. It's not something necessarily you can necessarily pass that. Whatever you got off that dog, you can't, whatever you got off that horse, for example, someone talking about this horse, you might not be able to pass that on to that offspring. Obviously, he couldn't. He couldn't pass it on. I would have went back to what produced him and would have kept trying variances of that. You know what I'm saying? But see, the only way you could do that, real talk, is if you would have to have all the offspring off of the parents that produced that particular horse. I don't know if it's Secretariat or not. I'm not really sure. Okay. But y'all know who I'm talking about if y'all are familiar with that horse. Okay. I would have went back to those genetics that created him and been producing off of that to produce that hybrid vigor that produced something similar or better than him. That's what I would have did. Okay. Now, they might have done that, or they might have been too late. Maybe the mom and the dad already died, so they couldn't go back to the well. You know what I mean? Maybe that genetic variance that they had to produce them was not available anymore, so they couldn't. So they can never produce that type of horse again. That's why it's valuable to do it how I'm talking about. Okay, I'm giving you my, not even a secret. It's just, it's a method. You can choose it, or lose it. You can apply it or not. Is once you have that focal point dog, whether it be a male or female, once you have that dog that is that freak genetically, performance-wise, looks-wise, etc., and can produce itself, then you take, for example, let's say I had a female was that. It was a freak. What I would do is I would take that female, if I had the ability, and I had a litter that was superior of males, all came from the same litter, I would take that female to those littermate brothers, that one female. If them littermate brothers have superior genetics that I knew that could produce the level of hybrid vigor that I was envisioning because of her high-level genes, their high-level genes, they all have a variance of that gene pool. I want all of that gene pool. Me. I need all of that shit. I don't need it just from you. Male number one, that's the biggest. I need it from that runt too. I don't just need it from you who's the most confident. I need it from you who's kind of timid. I need it from all of you. Because understand this too. The way a dog acts plays a lot on its environment. Okay, I gave y'all an example of my boy Draco. Why he acted like the way he was acting, kind of like, uncertain, a little timid, because his environment was days from him being a little puppy of being jumped. His environment shaped him. Then I put him in a new environment. Y'all heard the story. I put him in a new environment of his own. Now he coming his own. He ain't shy no more. He's not afraid of me no more. He's not afraid of no dogs anymore. He's with the shits. Oh, he's right. He done picked it up. He picked it up. Because the environment shapes these dogs a lot of times. Real talk. So you analyze a dog and you're like, oh, this dog is weak. This dog is tough. This dog is, it's the genetics in the dog. You don't know if that dog is timid for a reason. Or that timid dog, let's say it is timid, but that timid dog, his genes in him is just superior. The way he produces is top tier. How would you know that unless you cook it up? How would you know it? If I'm trying to produce the best level type high performance dogs, I'm not discriminating against none of the genes. Me, I'm not. Because I need to let the dog show me. Show me in the right environment. If I give you the right environment, will you show me your best potential, dog? If I give you the right environment, if I understand what you're thinking and I help shape you as a dog, will you give me your best, dog? If I know how to take your genetics, which is top tier, that's how I bred you, even though you're only showing me a piece of it, and I take your genetics and put it to another top tier bitch or another top tier male, and I put it through, I'm talking about the right one though. It's got to be the right one. The genes got to be able to mesh and click. Not every cook-up is going to click like that. You understand that? That's why we need, that's like I said, if I got a top tier female, I need all the brothers. Because like I said, it might not click with the male I think is going to click. It might do okay, but I didn't get all the shit I wanted. I got some good shit, but I didn't get all. I thought I was going to get more. You know what I mean? Then let's say you breed her to that one you thought wasn't shit. He gives you way more than what you expected. You're like, damn, how'd I get that? Understand this. We experiment. We playing God. We not God when it comes to these dogs. All we doing is breeding dogs. Okay? The genetics and all that stuff come from the Most High God. That soul that's in that dog comes from God. The life that's in the dog comes from God. Okay? All we doing is taking what we see and what we think, and we just, all right, you guys gonna have sex. We're gonna create some dogs. That's all we doing. But what comes out is of the Most High. So all we can do is hope and pray that we get what we envision when we cook up these dogs. That's all we can do. Is hope and pray. But at the same time, you have to be an artist at this shit. You can't be over there copycatting shit because it sounds good, right? You can't be just mimicking people's breeding processes because you think that's because, oh, that's how the old OGs did it. That's how I'm going to do it. I mean, I always tell y'all, to each their own. That's what you want to do. But like I said, I look at the rodeo bull. I look at the rodeo bull. And how do they create a damn bull like that? They cross two different type of bulls together. And even still, when they do that, that's not guaranteed. When they take this bull and that bull, they got to cross the right ones together. The art form of it. This is where people are good at what they do and people that are amateurs. They take a cross and think they're going to get the best because I crossed this and I crossed that. When they don't understand what they're crossing and why. They just say, okay, I'm going to cross this dog is good. I'm going to cross that dog is good. I'll breed them together. We should get something. Well, maybe. Versus the ones like myself or the ones who've created these top tier level rodeo bulls. Man, it's an art. They know what they're looking for. They're experimenting with multiple bulls and heifers, whatever they call them, females. I don't know what they call them, female cows. Okay, bulls and cows, whatever they call them, heifers, I don't know. But they're experimenting with multiple. And it's probably from the same family because they know they're going to get something out of that. If the genes from this family of dogs is top tier, or bulls or cows are top tier, and these male genes are top tier, Okay. I need to breed to multiples of them so I can get the best one, because not everyone is going to work. Not everyone is going to produce the maximum level of hybrid vigor. And I, as a high performance dog breeder or a high performance bull breeder, I need the maximum level of hybrid vigor. I need the maximum. I don't need just the minimum. I need the maximum. So how do I get the maximum? I need to breed to that bitch, that bitch, that bitch, that bitch, that bitch. I'm gonna take this male, I'm gonna breed him to that bitch, that bitch, that bitch, that bitch, and all from the same family. That's what I'm gonna do. That is the art of this shit, y'all. And then guess what we do after that? Okay. Let's say you get that best dog. You get something better than the parents. You got it. Then you do the same shit with him or her. You take her and you breed her to another version that is best. Okay. You might be able to take it to another dog that is somewhat related. You might be able to line breed it up there, tighten it up a little bit, play around with it like that. Okay. And it still might produce you a level that's greater, because that's the experiment. Okay. It's when you get stale, right? In the experiment as an artist, when you produce it and you're not seeing better, now it's time for you to cross. Oh, I gotta get out of this family. Okay. Oh, I don't want this cousin. I'm stale. What I mean by stale, it's just the same. That's not what we're trying to do over here. Every year, it needs to be better and better. If I'm breeding dogs every year, a version of the dog, it needs to get better and better and better and better and better. Every year, better and better. As a consumer, let's say you get a dog from me. Let's say you get the 2024 version. You come back 3 years later, that shit should be better than your 2024. You should be like, damn it, I was happy with the 2024, coach. This one got way more features than the 2024. Well, shit, that's how I cook them up. What you thinking? What you thinking? You think it's gonna be the same? Man, I was just happy with the same car. You exceeded my. Well, I mean, that's how I cook up dogs. And there's a formula to that artistry. The old rugged cross, aka the battle cross, aka the out cross, the right cross. Don't get caught up in the inbreeding and line breeding when we're making high performance dogs. Don't get caught up into that. You'll fuck your man. Your progress will get fucked off. It will get fucked off. Okay. I am a witness. Y'all know I'm 30. I mean, I ain't gonna tell y'all how many dogs I got. I'm just gonna say 30 plus. Different breeds, different families. Like I did that on purpose so that I would never have to go outside of my own yard. I did that on purpose. Getting different families of dogs, different phenotypes of dogs, different breeds of dogs. I did that on purpose. Now, I didn't understand the level of hybrid vigor. Like I didn't understand that level until I started cooking. I understood it in concept. I didn't understand it in actuality of how the dogs would be until I started cooking them. And I started seeing them. I started having parents on the yard. I start seeing them and like, wow, that shit that's real. And me personally, I love the variance. Some people don't want the variance. Some people want every dog in their litter to be the same. That's you. I need my dogs to have variance. If I have a broad gene pool of top tier genes, I want to see all of them. I just don't want to see one type. I just only want to see AK, or I just don't want to see AR-15 or Holy Spirit, all the other dogs. I just don't want to see them. I want to see what's in the gene pool. Surprise me, gene pool. If I got top tier genes, I want to see all of them. Give me the variance. Me. Because that's what I pay for when I spend all the money on my genetics, right? Some of them ain't worth the price. I already told y'all that before. Fucking with these breeders. Overcharging for genetics that really ain't what they are. But that's, you learn that in the game. Okay, I had to learn the hard way, just like we all have to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way. I overpaid for some genes that wasn't worth it. I'm going to keep it real with you. Okay. However, I still want to see I still want to see, I want to see everything that's in AK. I just don't want to see AK. I want to see everything that's in his genes. Show me the variants, AK. Can you show me that, AK? Thank you. You know what I mean? AR-15, show me the variants. Can you show me that AR-15? Thank you. All my dogs. Because for me, as an artist, that just opens up my palette even more, y'all. That opens up my creativity even more. Right? I can keep raising the bar even more, even more, even more, even more. I can keep raising it, raising it, raising it. Every time I do it, raise it, raise it, raise it. But there's a formula to that. I don't want to breed myself into a corner. Okay? I'm not trying to breed myself into a type, a look. How do I keep a foundation? I told y'all. If I got a male or female, that will be the focal point, and then I breed off of her or I breed off of him. Prime example again, AK has a XL Pitbull Draco line I cooked up. He also has an AK-74 Bandog line I cooked up. He's going to have a AK double XL Bull Herder line with the AK and the Kangol I'm going to cook up. Okay? And shout out to Stevie and my nephew. I'm also going to take AK to a Malinois. All AK dogs, but with variants. All a variation of AK, all saying to me, hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor is going to give me maximum performance. Hybrid vigor is going to allow me to keep my high performance level high. Okay. I just want to produce a variance of AK, not AK the same. I'm not being type to type, AK to the daughters, the granddaughters, the granddaughter, so I can just have more AKs. I don't need that. I got AK. I got AK. Okay, when he's dead, I'm gonna have him stored up in the semen bank so that I can keep doing AKs, AK with variants, AK with hybrid vigor. I can keep doing that. Which, guess what? I'll be producing every time I cook up with AK, it'll be better AKs. Higher level performance AKs. That's the art of this high performance type dog breeding. Okay? Get away from the thought process that, you know what? I'm trying to create these family of dogs. Because you're going to be too afraid to go for the cross then. And then not only that are you going to be afraid, but you're going to get away from what was produced from that cross. If you did that cross and it made your family of dogs better, what was the recipe that did that? The cross. Then once you do the cross, then what you going to go back into? The family? Now you diminish that hybrid vigor. Because now you tighten it back up again. Now you know what I mean? What? For what? If when I did that cross, it made my family of dogs better, why am I not doing more crosses for? Think about that. If that cross made my family of dogs better, why am I not doing more crosses? I mean, hey, the rodeo bull guys do it. That's why they create them freaks, them freakish ass bulls they got. Why are we not doing it with these dogs? Why do I not want to produce more freaking natures like AK? How was AK produced? By a fucking outcross? You see what I'm saying? How we got to think, y'all, as high performance dog breeders. Don't get caught up in the type. Focus on the performance. Real talk. If my small version of AK is outperforming AK, guess what I'm choosing? I'm choosing the smaller version of AK. You know, AK is big, but his son smaller, but outperforming him. I got to go with the son. I mean, shit. Yeah, you got him by size, Chopper. You got him by size, but your son is your son's performance is killing your shit. Even though your shit is high, your son is going to the maximum. Yeah, you intense, but your son is even more intense. Yeah, you fast, but your son is faster. Yeah, you could jump high, but your son could jump higher. Right? Yeah, you got drive, but your son is on overdrive. So I'm going with the formula that's producing his son. I need to go with that. Let's do it. I need that. I need that. I'm not gonna just keep inbreeding AK. No, I need to. Okay, so what? AK, how did you produce your son? Well, damn you, daddy, you know how you did him. You did me with an outcross, but you chose the right bitches. You chose the right bitches from the same family of dogs, so that you can analyze the genetics. That's how smart you was, as the head engineer. You didn't scatterbread me all over the place. You went ahead and took a litter mate of all sisters, litter mate sisters, and you bred me to each one of them. Damn, daddy, you smart. Well, hey, I mean, shit. That's my gift. That's my artistry. That's my gift. And now every one of them puppies that I produce is produced with hybrid vigor. Every one of them. So that means if I sold them puppies, that means you get a dog with hybrid vigor produced. You, me, everybody else get them damn performance level dogs, some hybrid vigor dogs, them battle cross type dogs. So that means you get to brag about yours, he gets to brag about his, she gets to brag about hers. And all I did was just stick to the formula and use my gift. And use my gift. So I just want to encourage you guys, right? Encourage you guys. If you guys are, tuning up your breeding program, you guys have a breeding program. If you guys want to breed you a family of dogs, try that. If you're able to get some good cross to your program too, some good crosses, try that too. Then when you breed them, compare them. Make sure they're good though. You got to have good utensils, right? As an artist, you got to have good tools for your art. So make sure that they're quality. Then cook them up. Then if you got a chance, keep at least 3 or the whole litter of each if you can. Experiment with your shit. And then let them grow up and compete. What I mean by just compete genetic characteristics, right? Let them show you which ones maximize them genetic characteristics. And then make your assessment, right? Make your choice on which process is better when it comes to, or breeding process is better when it comes to creating high performance working dogs, not performance ones. High performance. See how many freaks of natures you get from inbreeding, line breeding versus outcrossing. Count them. And then say, okay, well, damn it, man. Based off of my analysis, let's say the outcross did, or let's say the inbreeding did it, like base it off of that. But y'all know which one it's going to be. It's already proven. Well, I didn't invent this shit. It's already proven. The battle cross, the outcross, the cross in general, quality cross though. Quality cross. That's how you get it. Okay? So again, there's an art to this. The art is the cross. We've already talked about hybrid vigor before, so y'all understand what that means, but the art of it is putting the right crosses together to create, every time you breed, better. So that whatever version you put out is always better. Not just at a basic level, but at a high level. Like it's those game changers. Like that type better. Like, oh, this is a game changer. Oh, this is a game changer. Like, how can you outdo yourself this time? Oh, no. This is gonna be a game changer. You say that every time. Well, shit, has every time I did these breedings, have they been game changers? Yeah. Well, shit, I must have the formula for these game changers, huh? So when I tell you that this next one's going to be a game changer, and I'm sticking to the script of the old rugged cross, then I should get game changers every time, right? Yeah, you should, coach. Yep, yep. Boom, game changers every time. And you guys are going to see with my own productions these game changers. And in this day and time, right? I can't show you guys the carnage of a kennel accident. That's not something I need to show you guys. I'm not out there hog hunting and stuff. I can't show you no hog videos or nothing like that. Okay. I'm assessing my own shit. And I got plenty of ways to test my dogs. Me personally. Okay. I live where there's bears, mountain lions, foxes, coyotes, deers, all kind of shit, bobcats. I live out here in the mountains, in the woods. There's all kind of animals. My dogs is always on the hunt. When I let them in the yard, even AK's biting ass, who loves his little spring pole. Once he's done, he's out there prey driving. He's out there in the yard, sniffing in the dirt, digging in the dirt, looking for shit. Because there's all kind of stuff out there on my land. So I know that my dogs are capable of what I bred them to do, which is hunt prey. My band dogs hunt prey, protect me from man. Okay. I know that they're capable without me having to put them out there on a bear or on a mountain lion. Okay. They compete with each other every day, my dogs. They compete. They would love for me to allow them to have a little scuffle here and scuffle there, right? They would love that. So I know what's in them. Okay, that's all I need to know because I'm not using them for the extreme. Okay, me personally. However, I know that they can do it. Okay, I know that they are high performers. Okay, I know their willpower. They embody me first and foremost, and then they embody the pack. Nobody on my yard can be soft. Or if they're soft, then they're going to get tested. They've been tested through my pack experiments. Y'all understand that? I've been shaping and molding my dogs, imprinting my dogs since they was born, and shaping their gladiator experience and gladiator abilities that I put in them genetically. Okay. When I train my dogs as far as conditioning wise, okay, when I run them up and down that hill 3 times to test their stamina out. See, I'm testing all that shit. I'm testing the air intake. Okay. I'm testing their drive and abilities. Okay. When I put them tires on them and I got the weight harness and I make them pull around my training area 3 times just to make sure I build their rears up and all that shit. I'm doing that. I'm testing that stuff. When I see my dogs can just leap and have a 6 foot, just vertical or 6 foot fence like it ain't shit. No run and jump, just a vertical jump up over that bitch. I know what I cooked up in that dog. When I see the brain and how smart they are, and I see how one of the next generation's AKs, right? They, instead of them doing what their daddy is using his strength just to bust out the kennels, they finesse, they climb up, hold up there, and they finesse and they bite shit and they break it down and they get out like that. I'm seeing the smarts and intelligence in these dogs that I put in them. Okay. When I have the double muscle gene already in the dogs and I see in the puppies that they're already muscled out as puppies, like what? Like what? I'm seeing the genetics I put in that dog. This dog is muscular as a damn puppy. I know that the dog's gonna be muscular when it's gets its just testosterone or estrogen all up when they mature, because all my dogs get that way. But I'm seeing puppies all ripped up. Oh, that's the genetics that I cooked up, man. That's me in the lab. That's me in the lab. Okay, these are the things that you get when you take it as an art form. When you say, okay, I'm not going to necessarily copy something unless it's going to produce something that I needed to produce. If I want the highest level of performance, I need hybrid vigor. If I want the highest level of performance, I need hybrid vigor. How do I get hybrid vigor? The old rugged cross. I got to emphasize that to y'all. Now, if you're dealing with dogs that are breed typey, you breeding certain breeds of dogs, then you take a family of dogs with another family of dogs. That's how you do it. That's how AK was produced. That's how Big Bertha was produced. A different type of bulldog with another type of bulldog bred together. Hybrid vigor. Different type of pit bull with a different type of pit bull bred together. AK-47. Hybrid vigor. So if y'all, you know what I mean? Like, you guys can still keep type, but you got to know how to choose your genetics wisely. Okay? This is where you are an artist. You got to say, okay, I don't want to deviate too much from the look that I got already because I like the look. So then you go hunting for a family of dogs that have the look that you have, but from a different family. But not only that, has better genetics or the same. Hopefully better. The key to it is better. Hopefully that family of dogs has better than what you already have. Looks similar, has better genetics so that you can get that from that family. Then you breed them together and bloom, bow, pow, atomic bomb. You got better than the parents, man. You just scored. You know what I'm saying? You just scored. You watching your offspring do all kind of shit that the parents can't do. You're like, damn it, man. Oh, man, I scored. When I cooked up AR-15 and Tigris, my Bandog, well, my Bulldog bitch, I didn't know what I was going to get. I had an idea. But I didn't necessarily know. Now, from that first litter, every dog, and same thing with this. This was more, okay, I'm going to slow down. The first litter, all the puppies were different. Like the looks of them and then the sizes of them, which is expected, right? I got a Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog, and Pit Bull mixed with a full-blooded American Bulldog. So, of course, they're going to look different, right? But, you know, I didn't know what I was going to get phenotypically, genotypically. I can only go off of what AR-15 and Tigris is showing me, okay? Now, the people who own them dogs, they got some damn dogs, okay? They got some dogs. Some real high-level working type dogs, okay? So, now, I got mine. The ones I got right now, they're more bulldog type. They took more after Tigris, but not like Tigris. They're their own version, but similar to more bulldog phenotype. There's only one of them, well, there's two of them, but there's one of them that I have that doesn't have that phenotype of a bulldog, doesn't have even a phenotype of AR-15. She has her own phenotype as far as her own look. But that variance of those genetics is what I like. I like to see that. And them dogs, them ones that I have off of AR-15 and Tigris, man, they already went to all the smoke. They went to smoke with each other and let a stranger come around my house. Let somebody they don't know come walking up on my property. Oh, they on it. I ain't never agitated them. I ain't never did nothing that. I ain't never tested them like that. It's just in them. Somebody come up and like, oh man, even my wife raised them as puppies, but my wife ain't out there dealing with my dogs like me. Even my wife come up, they over there to my wife. You know what I mean? But this is the stuff that I'm telling y'all that I like to see. This is what them crosses get you. Get you dogs like this that I'm talking about, that I have, that are going to be even better than their parents and then grandparents and etc. Who's going to raise the bar for me And then me, I need to cook them up even better. Let's say if I decide to breed them, whatever they are, I need to cook them up better. And I'm going to use the same formula. Okay. I will tighten up. Like I gave you an example. I'm going to close out with this. I will tighten up if I'm trying to produce a certain type. Once I get that type, I'm going back to the old rugged cross. Prime example, like I told y'all about AK to his daughters. Okay. His daughters aren't tightly bred. His daughters are a production of a outcross. So I want to put more height on his offspring. So I got to go 2 times the height, which would be 2 times AK in order for me to produce the double XL version of him, which is his height or maybe even taller. Okay. Maybe even taller, but at least I will get double the opportunity to produce his height. That's the only reason why I would take him back to his daughter, because I'm producing a phenotype, a height. Once I do that, then we going, we back to the old rugged cross, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to get to y'all's comments. I just wanted to break that down to you guys. Don't be afraid of the cross. There's art to the cross, of course. What I'm explaining to y'all is an art. You take, your focal point and you breed that to a family of of the same, either whether it be littermate sisters, right? You breed that male to littermate sisters, if you got them, or you breed that female to littermate brothers. Okay, and then you get to see from that gene pool. They got to be top tier genes from both sides, top and bottom. Now, okay, don't shortcut the shit. Don't think you're gonna get great when you produce, like you breeding okay to okay, you're gonna get great. Nah, you might get good, but you're not gonna get great. You know what I mean? If you breed okay to okay, you might not, or you breed great to okay, you might get good, right? But you need to go great to great, great to greater if you want high level of performance. Okay, because we want to maximize this shit. Right? You don't want to just experiment and it didn't work out. Kinda. Nah, we want to go max with max. But that's where you become an artist. That's where you become the head engineer, top engineer like me. You have dogs like that. You've bought dogs like that. You've got a chance to analyze dogs to see what they're showing you. Then you said, okay, I'm going to put this together, put that together, voila. And you got it. That's how it works. If you're not doing it like that, it's hit and miss. If you're not doing it like that, it's hit and miss. You might get it, but the likelihood is not there. You're not going to get, like I said, a Red Tiger Jr., right? You're not going to get a Black Hawk or AK-74, or excuse me, Chopper the Man Stopper, all the other ones, man. I got so many of them. But it's because I had that mentality. I experimented in the lab correctly. Okay. I went through multiple bitches of the same genetic pool and got a variance of top tier type dogs, man. Top tier type dogs. And then the people who have my dogs, if they are using them in that capacity, if you got a Bandog and you hunting with that dog, okay, you're out there hunting with it, right? You're going to see those maximum prey drives that I put in them dog. You're going to see it because it's going to have that drive to hunt, because that's real. It's not a game to that dog. It's real hunting, prey drive, real prey drive. Okay. If you got a stranger coming up and that dog understands that's a stranger, you're going to see that. You're going to see that type of protection. Like, oh shit, that dog is not playing with that stranger. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You got XL Pitbull Draco of mine. I don't breed them for fighting dogs. They're supposed to be a larger catch dog. You're going to see that maximum prey drive. You're going to see the strength that I put in them dogs. You're going to see why I say that they're bigger, stronger, and faster than your standard pit bull. Nothing against a standard pit bull. They're just too small for me. That's why I use AK to make my XL Pit Bull Draco. I need them to be bigger, okay, stronger, faster. I did that. Okay, you get an XL Pit Bull Draco, you see the damage it do to whatever it do. Okay, you ever get into have a kennel situation and you see the damage that happens where you got to staple some dogs up, okay? And you're like, oh shit. You see the ability, that toughness, the ability to withstand a high level of pain. If you see the athleticism, the smarts, you're like, oh yeah, I know what, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's all I need to see for my dog to tell me that they really what they are. Okay. The rest of it, all the rest of it, the extra credit that you want to see, that's development. That's me taking what I see and making it better. That's me say, okay, I like that killer in you. I'm going to make you even more of a killer. I like how you go after the strangers. I like that rah, rah, rah. I'm going to make you even more. Like that's up to you as a trainer. But as long as that dog is showing me the basics of what I put in it genetically, man, good job. I done did it. Good job, coach. Good job, dog God. You did it. Done. Checked off. Check mark. Now, can you make it better in the next one? That's where I'm at. Can you raise the bar even more? Is that even possible? Yeah, it's possible. Okay. However, can you keep that computer in that damn dog? If you make that dog a super freak, a super performer, can it still have awareness to turn it off? That's the hard thing, you guys. When you got a dog that knows its ability, and I'm going to close out with this. If you got a dog that knows its power and strength and knows it can bully its way around the yard or bully its way around anything, can you put in that dog an on-off switch? Can that dog know to chill? That's hard. That right there is hard. Okay? That's why you always hear me stress that to y'all, especially to my clientele who gets my dogs. That first year, you better just take your time and just love on it. Socialize it. Because once that dog understands its ability, it might be a problem for you. Okay? Once you see what an intense dog is in your hands, like if you ever had like a big intense dog, like for example, AK. I've told y'all this before, I'm so grateful to the Most High God that AK has laid back. I'm grateful that he is like me. Okay. And that's part of me and that's part of who he is because I'm not a rambunctious type of individual. I'm very even keel until I get turned up. That's him. But at the same time, I've seen him, I've handled him when he wants something. And I'm a very strong individual. And I am intimidated, okay, by AK's intensity and strength. I'm intimidated. He don't know that, but I'm gonna tell you, being honest, I'm intimidated by it. If he was really enraged and he really wanted something, I couldn't get in between that. I couldn't. I would need help. That dog is that strong, that fast, that intense. Okay? Like when he's on to something, you're not getting no breaking stick and plucking that shit out of him. You'll bend. I got a metal breaking stick. You're gonna bend that. He ain't opening his mouth. He wanted you. He's not. You had to knock him out. Or you know what I do? I just ignore him. I'll give it to him, whatever he got. I don't try to pull out his mouth. I ain't try to break his stick out, nothing. I'll just ignore him. I'll walk away. Then because I walk away, then he'll look for me and then he'll let it go. That's how he does it. That's how he do it. Other than that, he not letting go. Okay? So knowing a dog like that, having a dog with that type of strength, intensity, speed, okay? Man, come on, man. You got to have a computer on dogs like that. You got to have a dog that understands off, chill. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I know you can, but don't. You got to have dogs. That dog got to have a computer. You know what I mean? That's why I'm the Formula One of this shit. Because if I'm producing a high performance race car, F1 race car, I need to have a computer system to be able to shut shit off. Oh shit, the engine blew up. All right, well, I'm shutting everything down. So we don't fuck up everything else. Oh, the brakes are going bad. Okay, the computer, we're going to adjust that. See, I need to have that. I need to put that in my dogs to where they can think like that. Like I can take it to the maximum and handle it, but I don't have to. Or guess what? I'm going to take it to the maximum and I'm going to do it. and it's the time to do it, and I'm gonna finish it, whatever that is. Okay, that is a art to be able to put all these things in the dog that we talking about. High level performance, right? High level drive, high level thinking, strong, durable frames. You got to be good at what you do. And you got to know how to do it right. And you got to be able to experiment correctly. Okay. It ain't going to happen overnight. It ain't going to happen with a dog from this litter and a dog from that litter. You might get lucky 1 or 2 times. You might get lucky 1 or 2 times and produce that freak. You might, but you might not. Okay. How do you broaden your eyes? Well, you take that freak of nature and you breed them like I was telling you to. All the sisters if you got them. Then you keep multiple from each one of those and you assess them and see who's the best. That's how you do that shit. That's how you get the best out of the best. That's how we do it. That's how I'm doing it. Okay. And I've got some quality shit. Okay. Like I told you, I'm just now showing y'all, the what ones from what a year and a half ago, which is Black Hawk, and I'm gonna be showing y'all Draco. I'm showing y'all Chopper the Man Stopper. I got others to show. I didn't even show y'all all the dogs yet. And I can't even show you guys everything that they can do. But just know that these dogs is on a level. And there's a reason why. It's because I bred them that way. Okay. I embrace the variance. I embrace the variance of the genes. I love hybrid vigor. That's my best friend. And I'm seeing it in my dogs. Shout out to hybrid vigor. So let me give everybody a shout out, man. And I'm going to, answer any questions in the chat. You know how we do. You know what I mean? So big shout out again, Pump 17. Dogman Don, big shout out. RKBB, salute, big shout out. Royalty Methods, big salute. Shout out. Eli, big salute to your family. See what we got. Show enough, man. Welcome, family. Thank you for showing up again. Win Mew, salute to your family. T, big salute to your family. Brother Fade, salute, fam. Knock them down, big salute to you. RKBB, big salute to you. Let's see what else we got here. Carolina Blue, big salute to you, Carolina Blue. Live your life dogs, man. Big salute to you, man. Front Street Kennels, big salute to you. Okay. So let me answer any type of questions we got here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so RKBB, hey, salute to the young mad scientist, man. He be cooking up some dogs too, man. So salute to you again, RKBB. He said chaos was that freak of nature. For I think that's what I think he meant to say. For me, I'm using his daughter and great granddaughters to get that back. Yeah. Like I said, don't be afraid of that cross. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to cook up his granddaughters into something even better. You know what I mean? To produce that, to produce that freaking nature that chaos was, but even greater. You see what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to do that now, because they do work. RKBB said, I already produced Chaos Mother on, one of his daughters has her overall look and better temperament. Okay, that's what's up. So you in the lab too. That's what I said, man. Young mad scientist. Keep at it. And like I said, take your time when it comes to watching the development. If you're able to keep them dogs, take your time and watch the development. You know what I'm saying? Do your basic obedience with them. I know you're a dog trainer. So just, do your basic obedience, but just kind of let them show you, don't force the development, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Let them show you what you want to see and then kind of, heighten what you see. You know what I'm saying? And if you need to add some things, and of course, I know you know how to do that, brother. You're a good trainer. So, just take your time to watch them develop. Okay, Pump 17 says, correct me if I'm wrong. You don't like using the term selective breeding because it's sometimes believed that all crossbred animals are better than their parents. This is not necessarily true. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to understand your comment here. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't like using the term selective breeding because it is sometimes believed that all crossbred animals are better than their parents. This is not necessarily true. Okay, so I do use selective breeding. Um, I do use that term, pump 17. Um, Now I agree with you to say crossbred, not all crossbred animals are better than their parents. I agree with you on that. Okay. And the reason why is because you might not be cooking up the right cross, right? So let's say you have a father that's superior, a sire that's superior, and you got a cross. The female is superior to what you think she is, but then that cross don't work. Those genetics don't mesh. It don't produce for whatever reason. That happens. Okay, it really does happen. That's why you have to be an artist at this shit. You have to experiment, or right, the genetics from that particular bitch that you used, it just might have been that bitch. Those genetics might be good for that cross, but maybe you should have tried the sister or the other sister, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So yes, that is still a part of selective breeding, is crossbreeding. You still got to select the right, candidates, breeds, or family of dogs to put together. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, it might not be the one that you think. Straight up, you might have to try it to the sister. You might have to try it to the ugly sister that you didn't think was the best one, and that bitch produced you better than what you ever even imagined. Real talk, it happens that way. Okay, Pump 17 said, rather, when a hybrid is seen to be superior to its parents, this is known as hybrid vigor. Yes. Yes, sir. That's hybrid vigor right there. Okay. And that's why for us breeding high performance working dogs, this is where we should be. That's how we should be looking for our dogs. That's how we should be cooking up as top tier high performance dog breeders. We should be looking for hybrid vigor all the time. I'm looking for hybrid vigor all the time because I need to raise the bar every damn time. Every breeding I do, I want freaks. Me, I want better than parents. So how do I guarantee that? For the most part, nothing's guaranteed, but how do I uh, uh, ensure that to be possible for me is the old rugged battle cross. I need that in my life. I need that in my program. So yes, sir, that is correct. Eli said he got beat down by Blackhawk. No, he didn't get beat down. No. Nah, they was over there kennel kissing, if you want to call it that, between the kennel bars. And Blackhawk caught him on the nose. You know, that nose is a tender part to a dog. You know what I mean? That nose is real sensitive to dogs. That boy Blackhawk had that man by the nose, had him over there. You know what I mean? Had him on that nose. So nah, he didn't, they didn't have that one-on-one, get down, but he did catch him. He caught him. He caught him really good too. And like I said, that's the first time I heard him on that squeal, but that's the first time I seen, him get caught like that too. Because he's always the instigator and stuff like that. But they do their little nippling nappling, but never nothing like that. So yeah, Blackhawk caught him by that nose and had him over there on that. Show enough said, Coach, put them dogs on some hogs. Hey, show enough. I have clients of mine who do that with the dogs. So, I would have to say that they've done it. Show enough, I don't have the time, brother. Like, man, I'm a one-man band. I do everything. Everything. There's no days off for me. So I don't have no time to go hunting and all that shit, man. Like I said, taking care of the dogs, make sure they're cool, make sure everybody fed, cleaning up the kennels and doing my conditioning. That's all I got time to do, man. You know what I mean? But I do, like I said, sure enough, I got clients who've bought my dogs who go hog hunting with them. You know what I'm saying? And I know that they can do it. You know what I mean? Not only that, I have a client, and I've mentioned y'all to this, told y'all about this before. I have a client, y'all, that bought one of them them AR-15 band dogs. Okay, I told y'all this before. Okay, he thought he was kind of soft because he was, bowing down to all his older dogs. He got Rottweiler, he got 2 game pit bulls. He got some mastiff hybrid type. Uh, Man, he got, oh, I forgot what that mastiff type. It's mixed with some shit. It's a big ass mastiff type. He had Malinois. And man, once that dog got a year old and got tired of all that energy that was going against him, man, he started fucking shit up. You know what I mean? And now he the top dog on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Killed his game dogs, ate his Malinois. I think I told him, but maybe you didn't hear this story sure enough. Well, hey, killed my boy's game dogs, killed them. Okay. Hurt one really bad, killed the other one, ate the Malinois. Okay. Came home and he was eating the Malinois. Okay. Then he buried the Malinois. Okay. Then he comes home and he sees the head of the Malinois on the porch. Okay. But it ain't got nothing in it. You know what I mean? No eyes, no nothing. The dog's just chewing it like it's a bone. Okay. So like I said, I don't have the time to do it show enough. I don't have the time. I know based off of the yard dynamics that I got so many killers over here. Show enough. I done dealt with enough kennel accidents to know what these dogs can do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I mean, if I had the time, I would do it though, show enough, straight up and down. But I know they're capable of doing it. I know they can. T, big salute to your family. He said we made it in for a bit. I can't stay long, but I had to show some love. Thank you, T. Big salute to your family. Brother Fave, thank you for showing up, family. Big salute. Win Mune sitting back listening to the dog god. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Win Mune, man. Win Mune, I'll be hearing you over there because I'll be listening to some of that Pitbull talk. So I'll be hearing you over there at Buck City, man. You know what I mean? Got a lot of knowledge, man. Much respect to you, Win Moon. Thank you for showing up, family. Okay, he said, "Oh God, great, got a great camp. RKBB, you got some of his stock. No, RKBB don't got none of my stock. If you get a chance, Wimu, I don't know if you on or not. I think on my YouTube, it's got my Instagram. I don't know if you go on Instagram, Wimu, but it's the Dog God, aka the Coach. But it has a link on my YouTube, man. So I mean, on my YouTube, it has a link. So man, if you go to my Instagram, you can see my dogs, brother. You know what I mean? Sure enough said, Wimune, what are you doing here? This ain't wake and bake. Yeah, that's where I seen Wimune at. Yep, over there with Buck City. He said, salute, show enough information from everyone. Every source is needed. Big salute to you on that. Salute, show enough. Thank you, sir. He said, no doubt, Wimune, coach know his stuff. He just need to test his dogs on a hog. Show enough, I'm telling you. Show enough, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, man. Showed up, man. I ain't capping about my shit, man. Showed up. I ain't capping, man. I can't show you what I experienced with my dogs, man. I can't show you that, man. I'll be kicked off of social media, man. I can't show the world that type of stuff. But trust and believe me, man, they do what it do at a high level. I promise you that. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? But salute, show enough. If you like dog said, what up, y'all? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Front Street Kennels, big salute. Yeah, man, I just wanted to, cook up on this subject matter here. You know, um, like I said, for this type of breeding and shit like this, for like high performance dogs, it's all experimental. But man, them crosses produce the best dogs, man. And you got to cross them right. Don't be afraid of that old rugged battle cross. If you cook them up right, you're going to get some real dogs, some serious dogs, okay? Real healthy dogs, too. Shout out to the Vigor. You're going to get some real healthy, functional, intense performance dogs, high performance dogs if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? If you do it right. Okay. And I'm blessed with a lot of them. I'm blessed with a lot of them, man. You know, and I even told y'all on the on last episode, you know, how surprised I was about my performance bully mix up, my cook up from them bitches that was over there killing shit. You know what I mean? These damn puppies. I was very surprised that their prey drive is at the level that it is. You know, I just thought I was going to put some prey drive into my bully type, my bully phenotypes. But man, I put a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Them bitches over there is some real piranhas, man. They some real piranhas, these bitches. But again, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna close out with this. One thing about having multiple dogs, multiple breeds of dogs, doing pack experience, they're a product of their environment. You know, I have them bitches in their own kennel space, and I have them next door to my band dogs. I got them next door to my AR-15 band dogs, and I got Cowboy's daughter in there, which is the pack leader. So they're always competing with each other, even though they're competing in their own pack. They're competing with them. They're watching the band dogs doing their rustling and all that shit, and they get all hyped up and mad at them. So it's like they're feeding off each other, man. Period. The dogs is learning off each other. Not only they learning from me, they learn from each other, man. They school each other all the time. So that killer instinct, I'm sure it got heightened because they always seeing dogs fighting. Now, like I said, my dogs, they learn to reconcile. So when they fight, they're not allowed to fight to the point of no return. If that happens, they're disciplined, and then, you know, the dog is getting fucked up really bad. If I can't rehabilitate and put her back in there, or them back in there, I got to separate them. However, they know to reconcile. That's what I've been teaching them since they was little. You know what I mean? Y'all can fight and do all that stuff, but make sure y'all ain't fighting to the point of no return. And they normally don't do that. They normally fight to reconcile. But every now and then you get to, to the limits. And them damn performance bully bitches, man, them bitches is trying to kill some shit. You know what I mean? So I got to stay on top of them bitches. So they surprised me. They really did surprise me, man. But I mean, hey, be careful what you cook up in your dog. You just might get it. And that's what I'm learning by having these level of dogs. You know what I'm saying? So sure enough, as I close out, man, hey, sure enough, I done had so many dogs. I done lost so many dogs. I done seen so many dogs that was the timid ones be the most killerish ones. I've seen I done seen a lot. And I know, just based off of the gladiator school that I put my dogs through, just off of default. What I mean by default is because I have so many different type of killers, not just one breed of killers. I got different breed types, breeds mixed together type killers. Man, bro, I don't need to put my dogs. Hey, sure enough, I don't need to put my dogs on no hogs, man. They done seen all kind of different battle scenarios amongst each other. Okay, I just don't allow them to take it to the limit. See, I don't allow them to do that. I stop that shit. Imagine if I was just all about that shit. I was all for it. Oh man, hey, let me see who's gonna be the toughest one. And I let the man, I have a whole yard of dead dogs, maimed dogs. I'll be seeing the vet and I'll be burying dogs. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be going to the vet, burying dogs, and then animal control will be over here right after that. Right when the vet be like, coach, why are you coming over here with all these fucked up dogs? Why every time I'm seeing you and I'm stitching up your dog and I'm saving one of your dogs? Why is that? Well, ma'am, I have to test them, ma'am. Ma'am, I gotta see if they're gonna kill each other. I just need to see who's the toughest one. And man, sure enough, I can't do that. Sure enough, I can't do that. Sure enough. However, I do have clientele that really hog hunt, like real life hog hunt, not no cold word hog hunt, but really out there hog hunting, chasing real life hogs with them. Like I have clients that do that. And I also have clients that have real life murderers, a murderer on his yard. He named him Red Rum. That's what he named him. So AR-15 Bandog got 3 bodies of his dogs, killed his dogs. Okay. And Hopefully the other dogs that I've sold to my clients don't have any issues with my dogs. That's all. That's what I'm praying for. I'm praying that they don't have any issues. Sure enough, you know what I mean? Because I don't want my clients to have any liabilities. I don't want them to have to spend no money on no vet bills. I just want them to have a good family protector, a good working dog. That's all I want my clients to have. If you choose to take them out in the woods and hunt with them, hey, they built for it. I bred them for it. Go ahead and do it. But if you just want a nice dog that you can work with and it's a worker, you wanted to protect your family, that's all I'm cooking up. That's all I'm guaranteeing is that. Okay. All that other shit, that's extra credit for y'all. You know, as a consumer. That's what you want your dog to be. I don't need my dogs killing shit. Even a human coming to my yard, man. I need you to be scared to come on my property because you see them dogs. That's all I need you to do. When you come past my 6.5 acres and you want to come trespass and you see one of them down, you see AR-15 run up on your ass, I just want you to be like, oh shit, and that's it. Back up, get off my property, scram. Don't be over there. Oh, this dog what? No, because you're gonna get fucked up. Then guess what? I gotta worry about you. I gotta worry about you suing me. I don't need to get sued because you came on my property fucking around. You know what I mean? So that's all I need my dogs to do. You know what I mean? Serve and protect me to the point where they ain't coming around. Boom. Okay. Be willing to take it to the fight if you need to. Cool. Other than that, y'all ain't need to be fighting that shit. Let's get along. Let's go do this workout. You know what I'm saying? Let's go do some breedings. That's what I need my dogs to do. But hey, if you want one of my dogs showing up, you want to take it out on a hog hunt, man. I got options for you when I start cooking up again. You might want to get a couple of them. You might want to get 2 or 3 different versions because I got multiple different versions of dogs too. You know what I mean? You might want to get a collection. You know what I mean? So anyway, big salute to you guys. I thank you for showing up. Hopefully you guys learned something tonight. Don't be afraid of the old rugged battle cross. Okay, do it the right way though. Okay, do it the right way. Okay, don't be freestyling your crosses. Make sure your crosses make sense. Okay, if you can, experiment with multiple of the same litter. Whether it be, like I told you, whether it be multiple males from the same litter, that's top tier genetics with your female, or vice versa, multiple females to your male from the same litter. Okay, and then see what you get hybrid vigor wise. You know what I mean? Holla at me. But other than that, y'all, I appreciate you guys coming out. Big salute to everybody, man. Big salute to y'all, man. Come out again. We're going to cook up next Thursday. But hey, I love y'all, man. I'm out.